All right, so before we get into this podcast, make sure you make sure you subscribe, drop a comment, for the algorithm, all that good stuff. We're interviewing Funk Master Flex, Aljamain Sterling, after the loss to Suga Sean. It's okay. He honestly super humble in defeat, but we'll see if he thinks he's going to come back, which obviously he's going to say he thinks he's going to come back and get the W. But also got some questions to ask him about street fighting. Yeah, we'll see how it goes down. Like, subscribe. Let's get into this podcast. Wallahi, it's Wallahi. It's Wallahi.
How good was that press conference?
Oh man, the whole thing. I loved it all.
I know it was the Suga show, but
it was.
I feel like I carried that thing. I'm just saying. I feel like
bro, you're entertaining, that's for sure. But before we get into this, like, subscribe, do all the good shit. Find the Spotify, the iTunes, everything. But Aljamain Sterling, bro, I gotta say, you're a fucking class act, like 100%. Humble in defeat. Obviously, a great fighter. I'm curious though. You talk about the presser and everything. You and Sean, like I saw a clip on Aiden's stream. You did a stream with Sean and Aiden, yeah? And
yeah, yep.
You guys went shopping like the day before, like a couple days before. Like, how does that work?
Me and who? You and
Sean. Was he joking about?
No.
You guys weren't shopping.
No.
So he said you guys were going shopping. Was that a troll?
I actually didn't catch that part.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Okay.
I went shopping.
Okay.
But it wasn't even really shopping. I just went and bought, I fixed my red bottom shoes. Because the red, I didn't know.
You didn't go with Sean?
No.
I feel like you guys would be good friends.
Maybe in a different lifetime.
In a different lifetime. So it's like, because that's what I'm saying. Like when you in the fight game is like how, because you guys are both, fighters, right? But you guys are friends.
Yeah.
So, but is it hard to create friendships in the fight game?
I think it is. It's a little difficult because you just never know like the personalities of other individuals, and everyone's personality is so different. Like I think Marab and I, we both come from humble beginnings. He comes from Georgia. My parents come from Jamaica, but I grew up with that Jamaican mentality in my household. I didn't come from much. I lived with my mom pretty much all my life until, 7th grade. I moved in with my parents. My dad. And it was like a completely different lifestyle and world based on how they were raised and everything. I'm gonna take some of this Funk Harbor. I'm just saying when it hits that market, baby. Oh, you got a solo cup for me or?
Oh, you need a chaser for your own drink?
I mean, I can drink it straight.
Here.
You want a solo cup?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm saying I didn't need a chaser. Just, it's a toughness thing.
It's that smooth though. You don't need a chaser.
It's a toughness thing.
Right on the chaser. But yeah, I think it's not the easiest to make friendships in this sport. JP is a really good friend of mine. Marab's a really good friend of mine. And we've trained together for a very long time back in Long Island, New York. Oh, wow. He doesn't even drink.
Yeah, he definitely does not need a chaser.
He does not drink. He's actually doing this. This is actually amazing to see.
I can tell by his voice he don't need a chaser. Yeah. You could just tell.
Everybody knows. I never drink. Everybody knows.
Why today? It was a special occasion?
Of course, special. Funk Master's drinking, of course, man.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Harbor, of course.
It's good to have you guys. So actually I want to get in more about like your childhood, really.
Yeah.
Like your life growing up. So you said you grew up mostly with your mother, but then you moved in with your father at what age?
I don't know what age, but 7th grade we moved in.
Why was there the separation prior?
Jamaican household, man, Caribbean parents. There was like 3 or 4 baby mothers in the picture at the time. A little crazy. So I got 20 plus siblings.
Whoa.
20 plus siblings. And it's hard for me to count how much exactly because there's so much.
Wait. Your father. And I'm not. Your guys laughing. You're me up right now. Don't fuck me up. I have too much to drink.
It's true.
Hold on. Your father has, obviously not with all the same women, right? Because you have other baby mamas. Has 20 plus children.
There's 20 of us. 20 plus. So on my side, my mom alone has 10 kids. 2 of them are not from my dad, but she has 8 from my dad, including myself. And then the other rest of them are just spread out throughout the universe.
Holy bro.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
So are any of the other ones, like, is everyone just astounded with what you're doing? Are they like...
we never really had that conversation of like what everyone thinks about what I'm doing. Like I've never really heard my brothers come up to me and be like, yo, I'm really proud of what you're doing. I do have one, my brother Calvin, who was actually said like, if it wasn't for you, you changed my life. But he's never like told me like, yo, I'm super proud of you or anything like that I can remember. But it's always been like, you help me, give me guidance, and show me that there's a better way to do things. So other than that, that's as far as it goes in terms of like siblings showing, like telling me or expressing how they feel about what I'm actually doing.
Yeah. What about your father?
I don't talk to him
At all?
I mean, at this point, no.
When did that...
So him and my mom went through a pretty bad divorce, and yeah, he pretty much just tried to leave her with absolutely nothing, and it just got pretty ugly, and I just couldn't side with that. I would have liked to have more of a relationship with my dad, but we just never did.
Like, would you ever see yourself trying to create that relationship?
I felt like I've tried multiple times.
Even now at this point?
Even now, I feel like I've tried so much that I'm kind of all out of, like, I don't want to say handouts, but all out of myself, going out of my way to try to amend things. I've tried to have them save the house. I've tried to offer him ways to make money together with my mom on the house that they were fighting over. Multiple different things, and it was just one of those situations where he just didn't really, it's just like his way or nothing else. Even though he knew he was on the losing end of it, he always felt like, because he's so used to always getting his way at the end, because he would just pay for it. Street pharmacist, you know, you make your money the way you make your money. You always have a way to kind of pay for things and kind of get what you want at the end of the day. And when it's on the legal end of things kind of change. So he didn't see the winning end of that situation. And at the end of the day, it was a lost cause for both of them, because this was something that could have profited them both and set them up for the rest of their lives. But now instead, it's just a house down the drain.
Yeah. Has that relationship with your father affected you, like, growing up? Have you had other father figures growing up? Like,
yeah, I've had one father figure, Dave Matana. He's always been like as close to a dad as it possibly gets. He took me to all my wrestling tournaments my junior year, going into my senior year. If it wasn't for him, I really don't think I would have grown as much as I did wrestling and in my sport. But when it comes to him, he was never really involved. He thought wrestling was gay. And that comes from a Caribbean culture in general, especially back then. We're talking like 2007, 2005.
Yeah.
So to go out there and wrestle, you're in these spandex, you're in these singlets. It just was kind of shunned upon in like the Jamaican, Caribbean community. And I had those same beliefs because obviously, you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And it took me a little bit of time to kind of learn like what wrestling was, and it helped make me who I am today. So my childhood, you know, although there was a lot of dark times, a lot of resentment, I truly do think if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have excelled the way I excelled, because I almost feel like I was trying to prove something to someone that was never there to begin with. And that was my dad, even though he never really gave a anyway. So
damn, I relate to that one.
Yeah.
Not on the same level, obviously not in the fight game, but I lost my father when I was young, when I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
He took his life, and for a very long time I was like, the things that I started to do and like the trauma that I was dealing with was trying to prove like I'm good enough for someone to like appreciate me or love me or to not leave me, right? And it's affected a lot of the rest of my life, relationships, friendships. But it's good to say that. It's good for you to say that, man, because like there's a lot of people who deal with loss in a way, and your loss is interesting because like he's still there. And like he's still, even despite your popularity or like, you know, your successes, your accomplishments, is still not willing to create that sort of relationship, which is interesting to me. I wonder if it's just a personal decision, or like, do you know why he's not willing to move closer to you?
I think he feels I'm a mama's boy. Yeah, I love my mom, even though we've never had like the best relationship growing up, you know, but she was always there. So regardless, I have that love and foundation for my mom, because like I said, like when I grew up, it was predominantly us. It was almost like us against the world kind of thing. So the fact that he couldn't appreciate that, and he was a mama's boy, you could never even talk about my dad's mom. You could not. That he would just see red, you know? So
see red.
For him to kind of be like that, knowing how he was with his mom, it kind of struck a nerve a little bit, because it's like, yo, dude, you would never allow anybody to do such a thing, and here you are doing that right now.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it is what it is. I think things worked out the way that they should. It could have been a lot worse. I mean, I could have followed my brothers joining gangs, and thankfully I found wrestling. And
So it's like, did you just like raise yourself in a sense? Is what it sounds like. I don't. Cause see, your mom felt like she wasn't really there. She was always there, but like, not have a great relationship.
It was just non-inclusive. It was like weird. It was like you go to school, you go to elementary school, parents come to parent-teacher conference.
Yeah.
You go to middle school, you go to high school, parents never show up. And that's kind of how it was. Like, they show interest in the very early beginnings. And I don't even really remember my mom coming to parent-teacher conference when I was young anyway. But as I got older, I kind of just started figuring things. Like, I had a very low self-esteem, not much confidence in myself growing up because I was a small kid. A lot of my household, my parents would call us like stupid or dumb or dunce cap. Just a lot of like degrading things that to them it was kind of like a way to say like toughen up kind of thing. But for us as a kid, at least for me, they ain't do nothing but break you down, you know? So yeah, I kind of learned on my own. And I do think wrestling is what helped me get to where I'm at.
Yeah. I mean, obviously in fighting, but I'm curious, like was it because you were searching validation? Like, as you to go to how far as you've gone in the fighting is like trying to prove, like we were talking earlier, you're trying to prove yourself to who?
Yeah, I guess validation.
Yeah.
I guess validation to prove that I'm good enough, I'm capable, I'm more than enough for, I don't even know to who. It wasn't even like to my dad, it was just, I want to feel like I did something. It's such a weird thing. Like, this is how low my confidence was back then. In like middle school, high school, even elementary school was like,
yeah,
you can know 2 + 2 = 4. And you're like dead confident, like this is the answer. But when I got to those ages, and even though I knew something was the answer, it was just such a thing where I was just so unsure of myself that I would second guess everything because the way they would teach us and do things were just such a like, what would be the proper word to describe it? It would just break you down, man. It was just more so that than anything, just like really breaking you down, not really. So even if you knew something was the right answer, you
weren't
like,
sure.
Like I think this is it, but even though I know this is it because I studied all of this, it was just like you didn't feel it was adequate enough. And even sometimes I still find myself dealing with that because of past things that I grew up with. Like I'll do something, I'm just like, I know this is correct, but at the same time, I'm just not really sure.
What started to change that for you? Yo,
Oh, it's a good commercial.
what that shit just popped off. What started to change that for you? Like, at what age did that start to change for you?
I think wrestling my junior year, I started wrestling in 10th grade. So I started really late. People think I've been wrestling like my whole childhood. I really haven't.
Yeah.
I started wrestling in 10th grade. It's just I had nothing else better to do, and that's all I wanted to do because it was a one-on-one sport. I knew even if I had no confidence, I knew if I could beat this one person, that at least gave me an answer. That it was definitive. Like, even if I won by time, if I won by points or I pinned them, you won or you lost.
Yeah.
And I think that helped give me the confidence going forward in my life. And also I say give me more confidence. So eventually I started to learn, like, even though it might not be the best performance, at least I know what the definitive outcome is based on the scoring criteria. And it was a one-on-one type of thing. So yeah. I feel like that helped me a lot.
You like that word definitive, huh?
Definitive.
Definitive reminds me of at the post show. You were like, you're going to rematch Sean. You want a rematch for Sean because you want a definitive answer.
I want a definitive answer.
Why did you think it wasn't a definitive answer? Because I'll tell you my perspective real quick. Obviously, he hit you with the right, the step back. You go down. He's hit you a few more times. As soon as you turned your head over towards the ground, I was like, oh, he's done. Because if a ref would see that, wouldn't he think, I mean, because you're not guarding, right? Correct me if I'm wrong here. Right?
Yeah,
you know more of the sport than I do. So you're guarding, right? But as soon as you're like here, I mean, you're giving the person the back of your head.
Yeah.
That would, if I was a ref, I'm saying it's done.
Okay. But why?
Because you're not guarding yourself.
But Can
And
you
I don't know,
punch-
maybe you slept. Maybe you were like,
can you punch me in the back of the head?
I guess, yeah.
No.
No. So if I can't punch you in the back of the head,
the
are
rules state you can't punch in the back of the head and like this mohawk area of the brain / neck. So in my thought process, what I'm doing, I spar with Marab, I spar with JP, I spar with Ode. These guys take me down. If they take me down and I'm in a position like that, whether I'm getting rocked or if I just get taken down and they're throwing ground and pound, if I hit a backward roll, you would never turn into the opponent, because if you turn into the opponent, you're turning into the strike. I got dropped.
100%, yeah.
So you're not going to just get up right away as this guy's raining down shots as you're trying to get your bearings back. You're trying to stay in defense mode. Yeah, I think I might have eaten 3 shots. The rest of them were kind of like glancing as I'm moving on the ground, kicking my feet, blocking and trying to extend my hands and defend as best as I could while being in that rock state. But I'm still with it. There's never a point where I got hit where I was unconscious. So then for me, as I hit the backward roll, I'm thinking I get at least 4 seconds minimum for him to have to circle behind me, pick his shots, and allows me for an opportunity to get to my feet, cover up, and stand up. So when he stopped it at that point, I was kind of like, well, that's not correct. You just let this other girl, literally the fight before, not him, get murdered with unanswered shots. And they say, oh, you ate a bunch of unanswered shots. I'm like, were they really unanswered? I'm like, if I'm defending, is it unanswered because I'm not throwing something back? I'm trying to stay in the fight. It's a fight.
Yeah.
You got dropped. I can't go back and exchange with him. I'm on the ground. There's no exchanges when you're on the ground. He's standing above me, raining down bombs with gravity, with force. I got to try to evade as best as I can to stay in the fight.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm intelligently defending myself based on what I understand for the fight game. So now, if I hit the backward roll, what else was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to turn into the punches? If I turn into the punches, that's even worse. Now I'm potentially going to get my momentum going into the punch, and I could possibly just get laid out cold. So it's like, if I'm not laid out cold and I do a backward roll, why not wait for him to land a couple more shots to see what happens before jumping into the fight? Because when he came up and he looked at me in the eyes, he saw that all my bearings were there. So he was just kind of like, yo, bro, you kind of fucked up, but I get why you did it. It's because he doesn't know any better. But at the same time, it's like, this is what everyone sees. You hear the arena.
He didn't know any
loud.
better about the decision?
No, he didn't know any better about the best way to say it so people understand is that exact situation.
How to approach it.
I don't want to say how to approach it. How would you say that? Like he couldn't tell if I was like still with it or not. But what I'm saying is, if the other fight went that long and this girl took a lot of damage and she literally just lay there and just got hammered.
Talking about the Whaley fight.
The Whaley fight.
Yeah.
You see me in this fight and I'm kicking and I'm pushing and I'm kicking my feet and I'm bucking. Why do you stop the fight in that position versus stopping it when he actually lands a shot and then be like, okay, you got cracked. Maybe I should stop it here. Versus the kid did a backward roll. For that, you to jump in a position where you can't even tell if I'm out or not. I did a roll. Why you stop the fight right there when I do a roll?
I see.
You see what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah.
If I did a roll and I shelled up, all right, yeah, that fight's over. That guy wants out.
But I feel like on the ground you were like that. Like you rolled and...
No.
What did you see, Marab? What did you see?
We watched it multiple times.
I'm a fighter too, and like we both actually always tell referee before the fight when they come and explain the rules, because every state has different rules. They, and every referee has own rules. Like when I tell you this move, show me move or something like that. And I always tell them, please don't stop me early. If I go out, then stop me there. Don't drop me, don't save me. I'm a fighter, I want to fight, end of. So the same situation happened. Marlon Morales knocked me down, like he dropped me, and then it takes me time to came back. But I came back and I beat him. So so actually this fight, we was both there when he was explained, but somehow we wasn't thinking about to tell this Margada, but Margada, he does this when something happens, he always panic, he always
He's quick.
He's quick, bro. He's always touching guys they grab like this, like push like guys like this. He's like aggressive referee somehow. I don't know. So anyways, so what I see is sometimes we may get punched, but when we give back, that's where we roll. I want him touch me and me do something else because Aljo is right. From here you eat punches, but when you roll, you cannot punch me here. But when you try wrestling or I grab you and I try leg lock you and grab you like take two with me like.
So were you completely like? Because you were just explaining what you were doing. Now, obviously, looking back at it, but when you were in the moment, were you completely aware of what you were doing?
100%. I was like, there was no point where I was like, where am I? What
so
just
you
happened?
knew like that you were gonna roll that way. It didn't just instinctually happen, or like.
Well, instinctually because this is what I do in training.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, this is a bad situation. I need to get the fuck out of here. And I can hear him talking to me like, show me something. I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking my role is me showing you that I'm still in the fight. And
so the ref's telling you this, like, oh, you gotta.
Yeah, and I can hear everything. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I was still with this situation. Like, yeah, granted, I got cracked. I got rocked. Like, that's no mistake about it. Marlon Moraes dropped me, threw an uppercut, hit me with the overhand that hit me behind my ear. Equilibrium dropped. But I was still in the fight. And then, obviously, when I got up, he threw the kick and whatever, put me out. That was out cold. There's no need. Like, I can't defend myself. I'm out. This position. So now I'm going to compare this one to Sean O'Malley. O'Malley fights Chito Vera. The whole thing with his foot. He's in his guard. Chito hits him with a hammer fist and an elbow.
Right.
O'Malley goes limp. Literally, like, he's floating in the river just trying to float. And comes back maybe twice. And then the last one, I think he's just like, he's out, but then he comes back again. That's completely different. That never once happened in this fight. So when I see those two scenarios or other scenarios, I think there was another one that just happened this past weekend in Singapore. And I'm just like, why couldn't Mark just do that for me? You know what I mean?
I see.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take away from Sean's win, but we don't know what would have happened after that. He could have hit me with 3 more shots, could have had me in turtle, could have punched me under my arm while I'm on turtle, even if I'm covered. Could have came under my armpit, punched me a couple times, put me out. Or I could have gotten to a single leg, and then that fight's completely different.
Yeah.
It's completely different. So it's just one of those things. So if there's anything that I was annoyed about with that fight was that, and of course annoyed with myself that I even put myself in that situation. Yeah. Because the one thing I knew he was good at was that. I was like, is the counter right hand or counter cross with the left? And it was just one of those things. I saw something, I miscalculated, and it is what it is, man. Like, he landed the money shot, and if I had stayed patient like I did in the first round, I won the first round. If I had stayed patient like that, the 5 rounds, it would have been a boring ass fight.
Yeah, I saw you talking about this.
Unless he came forward. And if he came forward, maybe he's the one that gets taken down because he gets over aggressive. I lock his skinny ass up, take him down, and then the fight's the fight. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. It's yin and yang. He's so good at what he does. I'm so good at what I do. And that's what happens when you get to the top of your game. It's a game of inches. And I said it, like, we fought 9 out of 10 times. He probably beats me 1 or 2 out of 10. And it just so happens August 19th.
You saying he beats you 1 or 2 out of 10?
Yeah, I give him that because I acknowledge that in fighting, sometimes you do something that you might think is there that's not there, and the other guy just capitalizes. And, of course, when you're talking about a guy who can snipe the way he snipes, it's a game-changing shot. Where for me, grappling is more of a grind. Yeah. It's more of I take you down, I get to a position of can I ground and pound, beat you up, or submit you. That's more of a grind. That's a long game. Where for this, it's like a Conor. It's like Francis Ngannou. They could land a shot that could change the whole trajectory of the fight. Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier land a great shot that changes the fight. Like, I study this, man. Like, this is like I understand everything to the smallest detail. And I don't know what happened, but I fucked up. How
does it go different next time? What are you gonna do differently?
Just keep kicking him. Make the counter striker have to come to me. He's a counter striker. If you don't give him an opportunity to counter strike, look at the Pedro Munoz fight. Look at the Piotr Jan fight. The best strikes he landed was when Jan was over aggressive, or when his other opponents were over aggressive. When anybody stood in front of him, myself, Chito, they don't chase him. Now he has to open up and start the offense first. And when he starts the offense first, it gives you an opportunity to either exploit that as a grappler. I get more opportunities to kind of slip, weave, tie him up, and that changes the fight.
Damn.
It's just stylistic matchups. It's just the small nuances, man. If I give him what he wants, he looks like a superstar. If he gives me what I want, I look like the rock star. You know, so it's just one of those things where I don't want to say it's a coin flip. He knew if I take him down, that fight's as good as over.
Yeah, well, listen, on that note, I went and interviewed him like a week prior, maybe a week and a half, maybe prior. And he was talking about how he was dealing with an injury at the time, and we were knowing about it.
TJ Dillashaw?
I don't know what it was. No, straight up. But this was, bro, he said this off camera, straight up.
No, I know, but I'm just saying he sounds like TJ Dillashaw.
I'm just saying it was off camera, though. They were like, we cut it and everything.
No, but he said it at the press conference.
Bro, but he said it to me a week prior.
No, I know. I agree with. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying he still brought it up and said it on camera.
Bro,
which is
listen-
just like, what's the point of even doing that?
I get it.
But
I
go
get
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
So I was like, yo, I hope this motherfucker can't get his hands on you, essentially.
Yeah.
And I like, we were even talking about, like, we were even joking about all he needed was that one hit. Like, literally what he did, he talked about, that's what I need. And that's exactly what you gave him.
Yeah.
Because you did that overextension shit. Like, and it was so, like, you can see your face, you know it's coming. You're like,
You see me as I step, and I close my eyes. I go, you fucked up, you idiot.
Isn't it? Because like, obviously you're a professional, man, but like in that moment, and you're like this, and you're fit, and it's like you can't move fast enough. Like, are you just thinking like, I'm fucked?
So literally in that moment, I just go brace for impact, and that's why I said like I was still with it because I knew the shot was coming. The Marlon Moraes fight, I shot right into it, and I knew it was coming, but I shot so fast and so hard. I was like, dude, the opportunity or the chances of me surviving this car crash collision is so slim to none.
Is it true that they say the shots that hurt you the most or like knock you out clean are the ones that you don't see coming?
Yes.
Okay. Why is that a thing? Just because you're able to brace for it?
Yeah. Because then there's a thing with the jawline where there's a nerve that actually shuts the lights off in your brain. So when you get hit like square on the button, it pushes back on that nerve and it clips it, and it'll put you out.
So you think because you're able to, you're like ready, you're like.
So
you know.
when he hit me was more so like, I think that was the one that actually cut me, or it was the hammer fist on the ground that cut me, whichever one. But either way, it hit me in a great spot where it was just clean as I'm coming in. It almost doubles the impact.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So I'm coming forward, and as I come forward and I'm square, he's stepping back, and as he steps back, I'm like, I see it in real time. And I go, I can't believe you just gave this motherfucker the one thing that he... And I was hoping he missed, because I was like, if he missed...
He not missing.
And I was just like...
Bro, he's
I was
so
just
accurate.
like, please. All I said in my head was this. If he misses, thank the heavens, I get an opportunity to stay in the fight.
Why didn't you take him down the first two times? Why was he so hard to take down?
His
Because
footwork.
that's your thing.
His footwork.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing. There's so many guys out there. A lot of like.
No,
I want to
say
be
it.
as political as I can.
Fuck it, dude. Don't do that.
The Russian fan base that go like, why didn't he just take him down right away? And I'm just like, you guys never fought before. You guys never fought before. If you think you could just walk forward and just take someone down, it don't work like that.
Unless you're 260 and the guy weighs 130. I mean, let's right. I mean, that has to be real.
I don't know if that's a real thing. I'm just saying.
But I got to ask you the question now because we're going into it.
Oh my god.
Because look, but also I want to talk. Before I ask the question.
Here we go.
Hold on, before I ask the question.
He's even shaking his head.
Bro,
Come
before
on,
I ask the
Jacob.
question though, really important. I saw you weigh in. You were peeled. Like you look. You have to be 15, 20 pounds lighter. I'm really curious. What
Try like 35.
Yeah, okay. So what do you actually fight at? Because when I see you weigh in, I'm like, this dude looks like competition ready, lean as fuck. And then I see you fight, you look fuller, way fuller, obviously because we know how it works. But how much do you actually fluctuate?
I probably stepped in the cage about 156.
Oh shit, that's fuck.
I could have been heavier, but I was heavier, but I stopped eating because you don't want to be too bloated, and you go to the bathroom a couple times, piss, number 2, whatever. So you just try to stay hydrated, try not to be as dry, because this way you get cotton mouth when you're in there, because you did the water load, so your kidneys are still
excreting,
yes. And then you feel dry even though you're hydrated. It's the weirdest thing.
No, I know, because the bodybuilding shit, I've done it.
Okay, so so you're familiar. It's a very interesting feeling, the whole thing. But That's pretty much about how much I weigh.
So fighting, you're 155.
About 55, yeah. Now it was like 170 yesterday morning.
Oh, now you're heavier.
175. Today I was 170.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to slim back down. I'm trying to get to like a comfortable 65 because I'm on vacation. I want to show my abs on the beach.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to be like too pudgy.
All right. So at 155, your fight weight. We run into each other in the street. Okay. You got
Yes,
your hair.
yeah.
Your braids aren't in. They're not green.
I would say,
Your
is
hair
my hair
looks crazy.
Is my hair green or black? Because there's a difference.
It's black. It's crazy.
Oh, damn,
It's
I'm
not
charged
done.
up.
You're charged up? He's going to fuck it. Who wins, man? Who wins?
What are we boxing?
No, we're just fucking fighting in the street.
Damn. I got a couple of tactics, bro.
Yeah.
I got a couple of strategical tactics.
What would be your move to beat me in a street fight? Besides try to knock me out, obviously.
Nah, I wouldn't even try to knock you out because that's not my thing. My thing would probably be let you swing, let you miss. Especially a guy your size, I would think that I would be a little bit more agile.
Yeah.
Let you swing because more than likely you're probably thinking, this little motherfucker. You'll probably swing something you're like, I'm about to clean his clock. I'll be on your back like this.
I would kick you.
You ever watch X-Men?
Yes.
You know Nightcrawler?
Yes.
You ever see him bamp?
That's how you think he's going to be?
Just right on your back.
No,
right on
dude.
your back, strangling while you're just like, how did he get here? No. And then as you're waking up, you're like, sleeping.
No, bro. I'd kick you. I wouldn't even try to punch you.
What? Yeah. You seen Sean? I kicked him shin to shin. I ain't give a fuck. I was like, one of us is going to quit.
Little shins.
One of us is going to quit. Wait.
I love this guy.
Do you kick on a regular?
I kick. I'll kick the shit out of your leg, bro.
But do you kick on a regular?
You think I'm gonna snap my shin in half?
No. But do you kick on a regular?
I kick regular enough, yeah.
Like do you kick the pads? You kick the bag? Like what are we talking about?
It's a hard ass bag on the bottom.
And you kick at regular.
I kick it. Yeah.
Like regularly to the point where like you could
3 times a week.
3 times a week. I think I destroy your legs.
You think it's gonna just shatter?
No, I don't think your legs will shatter. What I'm saying is we could go shin to shin, and I think my conditioning of my legs will probably hold up compared to yours. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Because of time. Because I've just done this, I think these are a little bit more hardened. And that's what I'm saying, even with Sean, the reason why I chose the tactical approach of just chopping down his legs is because I know he's more of a puncher. So I'm thinking in my head, let me kick the fuck out of his little ass legs, even though my legs are little too, but I know these things are dense. So I know I could do more damage where one of us is going to be like, all right, I don't want to play this game anymore. And one of us is going to have to make a decision. And I think he was going to make that decision first to come forward, and that's what is going to open up him for me to get my takedown and
you just
do
had
what
to
I want to do.
overextend, man. You were so excited. You wanted to put on a show.
I did.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I got outside of myself, which I never do. I haven't done that since the Marlon Moraes fight, and I did it again. And I'm not even mad that am I mad that I lost to Sean? Kinda. Because it's just like, this is the new champion of 135. Are you kidding me?
Oh, Sean's so dope, though. He's so dope, though, bro.
Nah, he's cool. But it's just like, when I think champion, I think like Khabib, I think Usman, I think DC. I think like role models for like kids and stuff. I'm seeing this guy, he's got like tattoos on his face. I'm like, he's smoking weed all the time. Like, even though it's cool to smoke weed, like it's good. I don't have anything against it. I smoke weed. But I just think in terms of like the image of what it represents for, as a parent, I'm not a parent now, but when I have kids, like someone I would want my kid to look up to, I'm like, do I want my kid thinking like, yo, just go fucking get sugar tattooed on your eyebrow and smoke weed and just kind of just like, you're good, bro. You're good for life.
He's so funny though, man. He's a good guy.
You
He's
think
also a good dude.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
nothing about that. I think he's a good dude.
You just mean the tattoos and shit?
I just think his image of what he sells.
So you'd rather him have green hair and not pink hair?
No, I did this for the fight. I dyed my hair blonde in high school for the national the state qualifier. I dyed my hair red for the national tournament in D3.
Yeah.
Because it was big moments in my life. So for this one, this was the biggest moment of my career in the sense of an opportunity to introduce myself to the world on someone else's platform because they're all coming in to watch him.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is cool. This would be like me doing this for wrestling back in the day. So I didn't dye my hair. I put green hair in my hair. So that's what I'm saying. So for someone like him who's got tattoos on his face, you're telling me you're gonna want to have kids that are gonna want to look up to Sean, that's gonna want to have tattoos on the face, and you're gonna be cool with that and saying like, hey son, hey daughter, you think it's cool to have tattoos on your face to get like, you know what I'm saying? Like on average, what are the odds of that person becoming a success story? Unless it's daddy's money in the trust fund.
I see what you're saying.
Shit, you know what I mean? So it's like that's what it is. Other than that, I've talked to Sean. We've talked to him at the PI. I mean, he's a cool dude. He's level-headed. He's smart. He buys real estate the same way I do.
Very smart, yeah.
But I just think like the image he sells. And when we did the Aiden Ross interview, he goes, why are you fighting me? I said that to him like, why you want to take the easy fights? Merab is the next guy you're gonna need to fight. He wanted Cheeto. I say, bro, the next guy you're fighting, if you were to win, is Merab. He goes, no, I'm fighting Cheeto. I go, this is my problem with you. You want the easiest layups. You don't want to challenge yourself. And that's not what life's all about. Like, you have no desire to challenge yourself, to push yourself, to go, like, yeah, you're winning, but you're taking the easiest path possible. Don't get me wrong, it makes money.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of, like, teaching kids about what the reality of life is, I don't think he stands for any of that at all. He's good. He's talented. He works hard. But I don't think that gets sold as much as it is the other stuff that shows, like, his path and how, I don't say easy, but the easier road to get to where he's been is almost like taking shortcuts in life. And I don't like that. That's the only sentiment I don't agree with. Everything else is cool. Like, hey, he's a smart kid. He's educated. And when he said to me, he was like, well, why are you taking a fight with me? And he was like, I know why, because it's the biggest payday you're going to get. I was like, you're right, motherfucker. You're right. It is. It's a business decision. I could have said no, and I could have just sat out till next year, which I'm going to do now. But I was like, you know what? Let me just fight, get it over with. Hopefully I win. I could piss in the UFC's Cheerios. If not, here I am. Either way, I'm happy as long as I get a break from fighting, because I haven't had a break since 2019. Yeah. So now I'm on vacation, get to chill, and I get to enjoy the fruits of my labor since God knows how long, of how many guys I've been fighting in the top 5, former champions.
Yeah, I was looking at your fucking record.
Look at
insane.
Sean,
and the people you fought.
Good luck, and let's see how long you can stay on the top of that hill. That's all I'm going to say. And it's not like saying I'm rooting against him, but if he's going against my guy, I'm rooting against him. But good luck in the sense of like, yo, I know what I did is not easy. Let's see if he could do the same thing or better.
I'm excited to see it, man. I think he could do it. Man.
You think so?
Yeah. I think he's just
if he's going to say, I want to fight Cheeto, and then I want to fight Pedro, and then I want to fight the guy who's ranked 12.
Yeah, but like,
it's easier said than done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you think that's the guy for him to fight next?
100%. If I'm not getting a rematch, Moab's got to be the guy, easily. If we're going by merit the way that it should be, why would he not be the guy?
I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're gonna cherry pick, the UFC gave me opponents. I never once said no. I never once turned down and said I want to fight this guy instead. I never once did.
But here's where. So I got to ask you this though. Here's where it's not. I guess it's not really hypocritical, because I see what you're saying, but you also, of course, want to take the fight because it's your biggest payday. He's also playing the game for the paydays as well. Like everyone is in the game. Everyone's trying to make money, no? Because you even said it, and it's your biggest money fight. Yeah. I'm assuming you probably got the biggest payday, which is sick. Congrats, by the way, that's fucking dope. But it's like he's doing the same thing, right? It's like he's got the belt. Why not make the most bags with the belt? It's not like he's never gonna fight that guy. I'm assuming he's gonna fight him. Go ahead. What do you got to say? Put the mic close.
It's not about my money. It's about competition, man.
But he just did a fight for money. He just said it.
Yeah, but no, it was so.
No,
so because
they told him he was the #1 contender.
Yeah,
he was supposed to fight me before Henry.
Okay.
And he said no because he thought Henry was gonna beat me, because stylistically I was a tougher matchup than Henry because of frame, height, and everything.
Yeah.
But Henry obviously 5'3", say 5'4", whatever. If Henry wants to say he's 5'5". On platform stilettos.
Yeah, you're fucking stupid.
That was what he was hoping for, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, tell us.
So, like Aljo said before, so when you say UFC champion, you need to respect. You know, UFC champion, everybody deserves to be champion. You know, like, and then like Sean. Aljo's right. He got short way to become a UFC champion, but he only beat top 5 guy Peter Yan. It was close decision. He never fought somebody top 15. Aljo's been top 15, top 10, top.
Jimmy Rivera.
Yeah, but
Pedro Munoz.
then he fought him.
Listen,
Yeah,
yes, but
he's
listen.
saying,
So,
if you roll the dice, how many times can you get lucky versus if you only have to roll it once. You see the difference?
You're talking about against a contender like
Against
you.
a contender. I fought Jimmy Rivera. I fought Pedro Munoz. I fought Corey Sandhagen. Then I fought Petr Yan for the belt.
Yeah, I see.
He went from Pedro Munoz, poked his eyes out, Edward Scissorhands. And then he went from that and he went to Petr Yan. He won by split. A very close fight. That was a lot closer than the fight with myself and Petr Yan in the sense of, I think, how you could kind of decide that fight. And then he fought for a fucking world title after that. After 11 months off. You're telling me that's easier or hard, or I should say harder than me going through a killer's row of top 5 contenders? I'm just asking.
No, I'm not. But he also beat you.
No, I know that. That's like Islam Makhachev skipping the line and then fighting Charles Oliveira. Yeah, he's good. Not saying he's not good. But if you don't have to go through the contenders row and you could go just based on, oh, he's good, we're just going to give him this opportunity. You just need to be good and perfect on one night. I had to be good and perfect on multiple nights just to get an opportunity to fight for the belt. And that's the difference.
So, my friend,
Okay.
like, for example, right now, Umar Nurmagomedov, he's a good fighter. He's number 11, and he only has a 4 fight in UFC. So I have 11 fights. So first 2 fight, I got robbed. Judges, I lost first 2 fight. But since that, I win 9 fights straight. Now I'm number 2 contender after Aljo. So, and they try to make fight with Umar Nurmagomedov. If something happens, it's a fight. Every one punch can, if I lost, then in 5-5 he get title shot for what? Like, me, I earned this position. I should fight next, after Aljo title. So I don't wanna like
you should fight
yes.
Sean.
Yeah. Yes. No.
But do you see what he's saying? He's saying like Umar only has to beat him. He gets a title shot.
Understand? He's gonna cut everybody.
Yeah.
So what? I work so hard. Why don't they give me fights?
So why do you guys think this goes this way then? Why do you think it's
Sometimes
happening?
they push. It's a good story. Khabib, like a Nurmagomedov undefeated. Khabib, it's new little Khabib.
That too, but also to his point, what I think you're getting at is because we're teammates,
Yeah.
and they know we're not going to fight each other, so they're going to give you the harder. They're going to give you a fight that they think if this guy beats you, he takes your spot, he goes for the title.
Yeah.
So I get that side of it. It's business. I don't knock the UFC one bit, but in O'Malley's case, that's not the situation. He has no ties to myself, no ties to Merab. He literally fought one guy. He won by split. They didn't say he's fighting for the winner of that fight is fighting for the title next. So I was either fighting Yan for a trilogy or Sean O'Malley. Split decision. Dana changed his tune. Enters Henry Cejudo. Now you're telling me I got to fight this guy who was a 2-division champion, Olympic gold medalist. I got to go fight this guy. Why doesn't Sean have to fight this guy and me get to kind of just hang out and take a little vacation and get a time to recoup and energize and take care of my bicep and all kinds of things? And I never said no. I don't complain. Let me not say it. I did complain, but I always said no matter, even if I complain, I always show up, even if I bitched about it because it's true. And I want to make sure the fans understand that, like, hey man, like I know I got all these things going on, but guess what? For your entertainment, for my bank account, and because of the warrior spirit that I have, I'm gonna take the chance, and hopefully it goes my way, and I get the win. I'm gonna work as hard as I ever do, and I got the win and whatever. So then I get to fight Sean. That was the biggest payday I could ever have. But again, he was supposed to fight me before.
Yeah.
But why didn't he take that matchup? So I think the onus is on him when it comes to things like that. And I get it's a business decision. Don't get me wrong, but I said at the end of the day, I know my legacy is always going to be that I fought the toughest challengers no matter what. I never backed down to nobody. I never said no to nobody. Him, on the other hand, he can never say that. He can never say that. He's talking about fighting Cheeto and having Cheeto skip the line over the guys who actually earned the shot. You're telling me if Sandhagen was healthy, he doesn't have to fight Sandhagen. He wants to go fight the guy that it was, come on, man, stylistically.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Cheeto can't win because it's a fight. We know 2 fists, 2 legs. It's a fist fight. Obviously, we've seen that with myself and Sean. We already knew the odds of Sean beating me were like so slim to none, but sometimes the fights happen in such a crazy way that the other guy who's not supposed to win, every dog has their day. He had his day.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. I just think when it comes to legacy, I'm more about that than it is for someone who's looking to get the easier route to the top. Doesn't matter if they're not good or not. I'm saying they could be skilled and it could be good and be deserving, but at the same time is why do you get to skip the line and roll the dice less versus the other guys who had to roll the dice more against the people, myself, Merab, who had to go against all these top contenders to even get a shot to be in this conversation.
Why do you think that is?
For which one?
For Sean, why do you think he's allowed to roll the dice less, in your opinion?
I think because he's the UFC's next cash cow, potential star, and I personally, I think the UFC thought he was going to lose.
Against you?
Yeah, I think they.
But they still give it a chance.
Yeah.
Maybe something happened.
And if I didn't fight, Umar was supposed to fight him. And I said, well, I'm not going to wait till January or February to fight because I would like to fight one more time before the end of the year. I said September or October. I'll go back to Abu Dhabi. I just need more time to kind of just relax, decompress a little bit. Just give me some time to actually enjoy my win for once in my career. I took the fight. I turned around in some unimaginable time frame that literally no other champion has done except maybe Volkanovski. And even Volkanovski hasn't had a 5-round competitive scrap with a top contender who's a 2-division champion in Henry Cejudo. There's a significant difference. None of these guys have done it the way I've done it. Go look at the records. Like the stats speak for themselves. The numbers do not lie.
Yeah, you wanted to fight Volk, right?
I would have liked to have fight Volk if I had won this fight.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
yo, he's a beast, bro. With the hands too.
But that's what I'm saying. So we did a lot of work. I felt like I would have been prepared for Volk based on the work that we've done.
Well, Volk is so good.
Exactly. But then for me to make that mental mistake lets me know that.
Because I heard you say maybe I wasn't ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I said, if he could catch me like that because I fucked up, I can only imagine what Volk would do to me. Even though Volk's not as much of a sniper, he's more of a volume guy. But who wants to get the shit beat out of him for 25 minutes?
Yeah, that guy.
I'd rather get caught and have the fight just be over than get my ass kicked for 25 minutes. That's way worse.
Yeah.
Because then it's just like, damn, dude, you had no chance. You can't be like, I got caught here, or it's just, no, dude, he just kicked your ass from pillar to post from beginning to end. And I don't want that.
So how do you think it's going to go for Sean moving forward now? Who do you think he's going to fight next? Where do you think he loses the belt at, in your opinion, then? Because you think is it going to be back on you, but a year later?
Nah, not a year later.
Because he's fighting in December, right? In the Connor.
That's what he said. Card? But he realized how beat up his shins were, and I'm just like, dude, that wasn't even 2 rounds.
Imagine, you think you fucked his shins up that bad with those kicks?
No, he said it, bro. He said it. He said it in the post-fight interview.
I'm gonna go see him tomorrow and find out.
He literally said in an interview, he was kicking me shin to shin, and I'm like, dude, I know that's hurting you too. Why are you fucking doing that? Stop doing that. And this is my thought process. I'm like, there's only one of us who's gonna keep standing from this, and I'm so sick in the head where I'm thinking, I will kick the fuck out of your shins until one of us falls. You see what I'm saying? This is my mentality versus his, and I don't think he's willing to go there. Like, okay, you're cool. It was a prettier fight because you caught me at the end. Okay, cool. But
I want him to fight you again so bad to see how this ages.
I would love that. Because you saw the first round. Who won the first round?
Yo, I can't lie. There's a funny ass clip. There's a really funny clip, but I mean, there was not enough to happen.
Exactly. But who won the first round?
You did. But not enough to happen though.
Exactly.
But who won the second round?
But then the sniper, right?
Sorry. Yo, this guy's the best.
No, I already heard Sean use that joke already.
It was funny though.
It was funny. I was like, ooh, burn. Burn. But I was like, if I fought him like that for 4 more rounds, who gives a fuck about that fight?
What happened was, so people was booing. And then Aljo like, okay, I'm gonna go now. And the people make him, I think Aljo upset. That's why he.
I got a little ahead of myself.
Yeah.
But if I fought him and I can do that. I've done that before. I fought Piotr Jan, took my time. All right, you want to be the aggressive, crazy psychopath? Oh, no mercy. I'll let you come chase me around until I get a takedown and take you down, and I'll just stall the fight until I get an opportunity to punch you where I can punch you and win the fight that way.
Yeah.
You just hugged his back. I'm like, well, what did he do? What the fuck did he do? So then now I'm going the same thing with Sean. What did he do that's so exciting other than me running forward? If I didn't run forward, how does that fight end?
Yeah, but you ran forward.
No, I know.
Cracked you. Bang.
I know.
That shit was exciting, bro. I was so hyped. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lie. I was so excited. Like I was at home. I fucking screamed. I was screaming.
But you're missing the point.
I know. I hear what you're saying.
You're missing the point. The point is, if I don't do that, what
was gonna happen?
What happens in that fight?
Yeah.
But you know
Chip
what I'm saying?
away, slow fight.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it's don't get me wrong. I'm not taking away from him because I made the mistake.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if I don't do that, well, what do we have? We have the most boring bantamweight title fight in history.
Dude, imagine like you fight him again and you take him down and he still beats you, man.
If I take him down and he still beats me,
Still beats you.
Come on, bro.
From the clinch
Come
and everything.
on, dude.
He still beats you.
Come
dog.
on, dude.
Well, everyone thought Peter Yan when he was down, he was like, "Oh, he's done." He got up. He still got up.
He never escaped. What are you talking about?
What do you mean he did escape? What
No, he did not.
do you mean he never escaped? Why he not
man.
lose then?
Come on, bro.
He's
You think
grabbing.
he
Come
escaped
on,
by the
dude.
fucking cage or what?
With me?
Bro,
Peter said, "I'll just grappling is like."
I gotta see how good you are grappling.
No, seriously. I'm not even trying to be funny.
We gotta test you,
No,
bro.
I'm serious. When I fought Yan, he never escaped.
Aljo, like you gotta squeeze him, like you gotta do something.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. When I fought Yan, he never. The first fight, I took him down the first round. That's when I had the whole rehydration issue. But the second fight, when I took him down, he never escaped, never once. So I'm saying, you're saying if I take Sean down and he still beats me, I'm like, but where?
I don't know, man.
That's
If
what,
he does.
no, I hear what you're saying, but I'm just like, based on what? Based on what?
You know what I'm saying? Based on God. I don't know, man. Based on God, dude.
That guy gets humped to death. He got his ass beat down there.
Marab, who wins in a street fight, me or you? You're really.
I would beat
you
you
weigh like
up.
110 pounds. Dude.
Yes, I'm smaller than you. That's. Hey man, I will beat you up easy. I will beat you up. Hey, I will make you tired.
Listen,
I will
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
listen. I got a matted space on my house.
I'm down.
The walls are matted. The grounds are matted. We got the PI. We got Extreme Couture. We got Syndicate, and we got 10th Planet.
And we got here.
Nah, this is concrete. This is my
Nah,
heart.
this is a bad idea. We got to do it another time. I'm down. I want to fuck around for sure. But okay, so you were talking about like not having a break, never having a break.
We should have a rematch though, right?
I want to see a rematch.
We should.
I want to see a rematch. I'd love to.
I think it
because
would
like after all this shit you said, and he beats you again, you know how hyped I'm gonna be.
No, if he beats me again, then
Bro.
If he beats me again,
Then,
dude,
yeah.
I can't say anything.
Yeah.
I can't say anything.
This make for a good fight though.
It would.
I think it would be a great fight to see again for sure.
I think so too.
I wonder who he's gonna go through. So it's what's Cheeto, right next, right?
It should
December?
not be Cheeto though, bro.
But let's just say it is.
Imagine if Cheeto wins this fight. Then
Then it's just like, come on. It's just like,
Cheeto
come
champion,
on.
man. Like come on, man.
I
Champion
love
is
I love the fighter shade. It's so funny. You guys are
No,
just
Cheeto's good. But if Cheeto beats him again, Cheeto knocked him out. Wait.
can't hear
So
it.
you're gonna wait. Let's hear it. Wait.
No, I hate it.
Wait.
Hold on.
Hold on. This is crazy.
I don't want to talk
man.
about it.
This is crazy.
Sean's my guy, dude.
we are fighters. We are reals, but you are just fans. You know, it's not like
That's
this.
my boy, dude.
No,
I
no,
know,
feel
I
you.
understand. Hey, listen,
feel you.
I don't follow many fighters, but I follow Sean because
I love
I like
Sean.
him. He's like a
He's a character.
Guy.
He's a character.
I like him too. But when we talk about fighters and the respect and the UFC champion and like this, that's where it's like he has to be respectful. He must fight the best of the best. But
You
right
have
now,
to be on point, man. You
yeah,
have
Cheeto
to.
Vera not best of the best, and
I see what
But
you're
he's
saying.
dangerous.
yes,
The same way Sean is dangerous. If you give him what he wants, if you give Cheeto what he wants, he's dangerous. Same thing. He got in guard. Sean lay there for a second. Whatever he was trying to play, that silly jiu-jitsu he was trying to do, he got his shit sent to the Neptunes. And literally, he got knocked out on the ground. Like, there's no question or if, ands, or but about the controversy.
Taking a
not
break. Taking a break.
He took a
little break.
nap. That's what it was. But are you saying? Listen, I don't want it to come off as me being salty. I'm giving it the same way back that I'm getting it. I just want to give it the same way back. But you think if they had a rematch, what do you think? Because did Sean get knocked out? Yes or no in that fight?
Yeah.
I was moving in my fight. I don't think I got knocked out. It was a TKO stoppage, but I don't think I got knocked out.
I didn't like it. Honestly, that part came on. I switched to like Friends. I put Friends. I was like, can't watch this right now. And then I went back. So I didn't really see it, you know? I switched it. But more so, I want to ask you this question about like taking a break. Like
Yes.
how has like fighting this many consecutive fights, how has it affected like your mind, like your mental?
Bro, I've never been more burnt out in my life doing anything. And I told my guys going into this fight, win or lose, I just want a vacation. I don't care, dude. I made enough money. I have made enough money before taking the fight. I just want to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor for once. Like I said, surgeries, my wrist, my neck, PT, training camp. Oh, we're going to make you fight this day. Oh, no, we're not making you fight September. We're going to make you fight October. We're not going to make you fight January. We're going to make you fight August. You know what? Instead of August, we're going to say September. I've had to deal with this so many different times. Sean might have to deal with the same thing and see what it feels like to have to keep training, stopping, pulling yourself back, training again, pulling yourself back. He made a joke in a clip. He goes, I was kind of hoping I lost so that I could go back to 3-round fights.
Oh, I seen that.
And I'm like, oh, wait till you see how fun this is, motherfucker. It's not fun at all. It's extra training. It's 10 more minutes, but it almost feels like an eternity out there. And it's way more work, way more hours you got to put in the gym. And it takes a mental toll on you, man. So eventually, the guy, like even like a Khabib, even though he's been hurt a lot, he's been out a lot, John Jones, a lot of those guys who've been at GSP, Mighty Mouse, guys who've been able to stay on the top for years. It's not easy, man. And I respect those guys because the mental fortitude to be able to balance that and to still win, it's not easy. It takes a special individual to be able to go through that grind.
Yeah.
And every single challenger rise up to the occasion and not come short on fight day. Because you can feel great the whole training camp, but all that matters is fight day when you step into that octagon. How are you feeling? Are you there? Are you dialed in? Are you focused?
So what's been your hardest fight in your whole career then? Like where you were in there and you felt like, oh, this is really tough right now. Maybe not because of the fighter, but maybe because of where you were at mentally. Like where you're in there like, I don't feel my best. And I know it, but I'm going to do my best regardless.
My hardest fight, honestly, is probably this last one. And I hate saying that because it almost comes off like I'm trying to shade Sean's win. But these guys know what it was and the whole training camp building up to this and the shenanigans behind the scenes. And it is what it is. Like I said,
what was going on?
I said in the presser, like, I don't want to hey, Aljo, you talked about all these things. Did any of those things affect you in this fight? And I just said, I'm not going to pull a TJ Dillashaw and try to degrade his win. But, as soon as he wins, he goes up there, he goes, I had this rib injury, I had to battle demons. I'm just like, come on, bro. Come on, dude. Don't do that. Because then it's just like, come on, what are we going to both make excuses and type of thing? Like, I would have fought better if this, I would have trained better if this. Don't do that. So I don't want to make this and shade his win. At the end of the day, I'm just going to say mentally, having to deal with all the things I had to deal with coming into this fight, it was this one in terms of all that stuff going in. But I felt like I did a good job managing all that, going in to the best of my ability and fighting as best as I could.
Yeah.
And that is what it is. And the better guy won that night.
All right, guys, quick interruption from this podcast, Trifecta Nutrition. Check this out. If you guys are looking for the number one, easily, hands down, number one meal prep service in the entire nation, I've been working with Trifecta for years. I've been eating it for years. There's tons of different ways you guys can do it if you guys want, like paleo meal plans, if you want clean, classic, if you want low carb, all this kind of stuff. You guys could choose what kind of meal plan you want, or you could also get a la carte, which is what I do. I'll get like rice and bison and like vegetables, and I'll just kind of like cook it as I see fits for me. Because a lot of times I either need less or more calories in my meals. But Trifecta Nutrition, everything's like organic, like grass fed. It's like just really, really high quality. You guys are gonna love it. Give it a shot. Trifectanutrition.com/Bradley Martyn. Again, that link, click it. It should be here somewhere on the screen. Find it. If you guys have been trying to figure out how you want to like get close to your goal, whether it's fat loss or building muscle, whichever it is, this will set you up in the right place. Obviously, you got to figure out how many calories you need to get in, but this will make it really, really simple. Everything is labeled. Everything is showing you exactly how much, so you're able to just calculate it properly. But give it a shot. Trifectanutrition.com/Bradley Martyn. Let's get back into this podcast.
That's it.
Yeah. So if you get a shot to fight him, how do you see it finishing? How would you finish?
I'm not saying I'm gonna finish. I have so much respect to him as a fighter, especially after Aljo. he did what he did his best thing to throw punch, drop Aljo, and the referee stop whatever happened, and we all see this. And of course, I have so much respect him as a fighter. It's not gonna be easy fight for me, and especially now we all see his footwork, like really good. Sean, he's good. Yeah, his speed, and he's waiting for you. He's waiting for you.
Shit ain't easy, man. That shit's not easy.
It's not easy, man. Like, yeah, because usually, so like when I sparring, I take people down, everything, but other like. I like couple days before I sparring, and I sparring some guy like similar style like Sean. It was so hard to take him down because he was footwork, and I realized what he was feeling there because Sean just running away. He's waiting for you. He's like counter fighter, like Aljo said. Yeah. Sean is hard style matchup for me. It's not easy, but. After Aljo, I'm the next contender, not Chito Vera or nobody else, And I said this, if Sean don't want to wait or UFC don't want to wait or Aljo not fighting him next, then Sean should fight me. So if he finish me or win or somehow or some way, then it's Aljo the rematch and everything. So
Hey, dude, I might go up to 45, man.
Really?
I've been thinking about this shit more and more. And I watched the Holloway zombie fight. And I'm just like, fights like I'm 34, dude. I just turned 34 on July 31st. I'm a Leo, and I want to end my career with fights that excite me. I don't want to just be going in there fighting these young 23-year-olds. Fuck that, dude. These guys are young lions. Testosterone through the roof. Through the roof. I mean, I got some pretty good testosterone though. Just ask the old lady; she knows what's up. But I want to have the fights that excite me. So when it's all said and done, I can be like, man, I fought some of the best guys, the biggest names.
So who at 45?
And that gets me scared. Where I'm training, I'm like, yo, man, I'm so worried about this. I want to make sure I leave no stones unturned, trying to get the best work I can get, so I could be as most prepared as I could possibly be.
So who at 45 do you want?
So it's a little weird because you got Topuria, you got Giga Chikadze, both Georgians.
Yeah.
Good friends of Marav. And then you got Max Holloway, you got Calvin Kattar, you got Arnold Allen, Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega.
It's crazy. We all friends.
We all friends with these guys. It's such a weird thing. I'm like,
we all cool with
I'm gonna come up and just fight these guys. It's like,
But
so what's the most exciting fight there, would you say, for you?
Right now?
Yeah. If you went up.
If I went up, the most exciting fight I could see, because I'm obviously not going to get the next title shot. I think Holloway would probably be the most exciting that will get fans like, oh, he's going to fight Max. He's a big guy. He's 5'11", just like Sean. 45, a good striker. It's an exciting fight. Not a guy, I mean, I've trained with him 2 different times now in Hawaii. But that's like, it's not like we sparred and do all this like crazy training together, but we trained and went to his gym. I love his coach, Ryland. But it's just one of those things, like if I do go up, then it's a very interesting situation.
Yeah. I'd like to see it, for sure. I'd love to see it.
I just want to see how I can do at that weight class. And I want to do like some feelers, do some sparring with some high-level guys so I can kind of know, like, can my body frame hang with those guys who got a little bit more punching power at that weight class. And then I do feel me not cutting down to 35, that changes the game, dude. Like, I know I'm a tank when I'm in the room. I feel like when I'm at 155 and I'm sparring and I'm training, I'm a tank. When I got to cut that extra 10 pounds to 135, I feel like I lose a little bit. I really do.
So you think it's easier to stay around that weight for you, to like be efficient? Because I was curious, like, if someone's cutting weight for a fight versus gaining weight, which one do you think is best? Because at the same time too, if you're not training in that heavier weight, don't you say you get there, you feel a little slower, like a less cardio, or?
Well, I'm not gaining weight.
Right.
Remember, I woke around 65, about 68, 170.
Right.
So for me to cut down to 145.
So it's just not going down as low.
Exactly.
But I'm asking your opinion though, just in fight in general. Like, for example, if someone's gonna like come up and go to a weight versus someone come down and go to a weight, which one do you think is easier?
Come down and go to a weight versus come up and go to a weight. I think it depends on skill set. I really do. And it depends on who's cutting the weight the right way, who's hydrating the right way, who's going up the right way. I think skill set, deficiency.
So just nutrition skill set or fight skill set?
I think a little bit. I think it's everything involved. You can't skip. You can't have one without the other and think that something else isn't gonna lag.
Right.
You can have the skills. You can't cut the weight the right way. It's gonna hurt you. You can have cutting the weight the right way. You can lack the skills. It's gonna hurt you. You got to have a good balance of both.
Okay. Who are, in your opinion, what are the top 5 most influential UFC fighters?
Influential. Conor McGregor, obviously.
You say number. Are you gonna rank them in numbers or just?
No, I'm just gonna say names.
Okay.
I don't want to get crucified. John Jones. Obviously, Royce Gracie.
Yeah.
I think you have to have those 3 guys in there. John with the spinning attacks. Conor with just like everything from being a pioneer, 2-division champion. The next 2 guys, influential. I feel like you can't, between GSP and Anderson Silva, I feel like you maybe have to have both of those guys.
Yeah.
Was that 4?
That's 4. 4, 5, technically.
Is that 5?
It's 5.
That's 5, you said. What about Khabib?
Conor, GSP, John Jones,
You said Gracie.
Royce Gracie. Who's the other one I said? Anderson Silva.
Silva,
GSP and
GSP.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you? What do you say on that?
I will say John Jones. I will say George St. Pierre. I will say so Anderson Silva. I will say Jose Aldo,
Oh, okay.
and it's 4.
Yeah, it's 4.
And
One more.
Number 5.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Because I spit hot fire.
I got my friend Aljamain Sterling.
No.
That's love.
Come on.
So what do you think it takes? You guys can both answer this too. What do you think it takes to be one of the most influential UFC fighters?
To be influential,
Yeah.
you got to win, man. You have to be winning.
Well, you said, and I think it's also character as well. Like, because you talk about Conor, his biggest, like, I mean, he shifted the game.
Yeah.
Not just because he was a great fighter, but also because he was like this larger than life character.
Because Conor showed that it's not just fighting. He showed that it's also entertainment.
Yeah.
You have to be able to do both. You want to make money, you got to be an entertainer at the same time. I was leading up to this fight with Sean O'Malley thinking, like, I want to have a moment or moments in this fight where I could do stuff and either do like some olays and kind of like play it up because I know the audience is going to be so huge, but I never got the opportunity because the way he fought, it was just like there was no opportunity that presented itself for me to do anything like that. I was like, well, this is going to be the fight, so it is what it is. But I think when you have those moments like Nick Diaz, he hits Leon Edwards with a freaking, what was it, a right hand or a left cross that stuns him. Literally 10 seconds at the end of the round, and he just points at him, and that's a moment.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, he won the fight. I'm like, yo, bro, he got his ass kicked for 4 rounds, probably 5.
Yeah.
And that one moment dictated everyone's opinion. It's just like things like that. That's what people care about. That's what people remember. People want to feel something when they're out there watching these fights, and you got to make them feel a way.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I learned about being in the sport and trying to deliver entertainment. Like, I know people are probably gonna be like, oh, your title run is suck my dick. But yeah.
What about you? What do you think it takes for a UFC fighter to be influential?
Of course, talent plus hard work. And when you come champion, to defend the belt and stay on top, you have to be disciplined. And it's so hard when you come champion. Everybody wants to interview with you. You have to, like, you have so many like other extra things. You have all your friends and family, and everybody want your time. And you have to be good guy too. You know, it's hard to keep you on top like that. And you need a good
off
team.
camera, though.
You need a good team and everything. It's like
I'll take him.
Yeah.
Just don't cut when he's on it. Yeah, that's fine. You're good. You're good. Yeah.
So yeah, you need hard work, discipline, and like I said, it's so hard when you come popular, you come champion. It's so hard to stay on top and still grind and still just go gym every day and training on top and because like today's days it's so hard because everybody has a podcast, always something happening, and it's so hard to be.
We're like fighting for everyone's attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not easy, man.
Yeah,
It's
hard.
So on that note, as far as attention and just like overall popularity, would you say over all your years of fighting and being involved in the sport and looking at the sport, I guess prior to really getting into it, Have you seen like a really big, because as a spectator and like a person who's in the industry as far as like entertainment purposes goes, fighting is only becoming so much more popular. I feel like it's getting immensely more popular. Not that it wasn't and it hasn't been, but I feel like the sport is growing so much. UFC specifically, but also just fighting in general, boxing, all this stuff, because of like influencers coming in and doing all this stuff and fighting. What's your take? Have you noticed popularity? Have you like noticed increase? Like when you started fighting towards or going towards this fight with Sean, have you like, did you get more followers even in the loss? Like how did that affect like your socials, that kind of shit?
I actually got a lot of followers after the loss, which is one of the weirdest things. A lot of people resonated with me in the post-fight speech, which was like,
Yeah.
It was weird because what I said in the post-fight speech was nothing different than I've said in other fights. But it was like, because of the first Jan fight, I've been getting crucified ever since then. Fake champ, paper champ, you didn't really win. Oh, his title run has been a fluke. Not from everybody, but
Right.
you get a good portion of the masses that kind of have that sentiment, and I think sometimes other people see that and they kind of just piggyback off of that. After this fight, I feel like a lot of people came around, which is one of the weirdest things. I'm just like, dude, I've been the same person. All I do is talk shit before the fights because I build the fights. I like to have words on the line. Someone has to eat their words.
Yeah.
And thankfully, more times than not, I have been the guys that let the other guys eat their words. And unfortunately, this one, I had to eat my words with all the things I've said. But it is what it is. But that's pretty much the main thing that I've seen after the last fight. But for the most part, I think the popularity has grown overall, which is cool to see that the sport. And that's why I like guys like a Connor. I like guys like John Jones. I like guys like O'Malley. People that kind of transcending the sport in a bigger way. Because when here in the States, what was it, the Singapore fights? We had to wake up at 5 a.m. to watch the fights this time compared to us 2 a.m. because in the East Coast it's 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So for us to have to wake up and watch the fights at that time versus the European region that wakes up for every weekend's fights like that to watch us, it just lets you know how to be appreciative of everything that we do have, because we have so much going on. We have soccer, we have baseball, we have American football, we have basketball, well, these other sports, and other fans, they watch all these other things and they get to see us. So for us to wake up and have to do what they deal with on a weekend basis, I appreciate stuff like that because it lets me know how much people like that care about what we're doing, and we can see how far we've come over the years that we've been like doing this, man. And that's what gets me excited. It's just like, I feel good knowing that there's a kid out there watching me who looks up to me and they're like, I want to be like the Funk Master. And I'm just like, it melts my heart because it's like, I get like teary-eyed even talking about it because I'm like, I know what that feels like, wishing that you had someone that you can actually look up to, that gives you the motivation to want to go achieve your dreams and work hard. And when you don't have that, you kind of have no guidance, and you kind of just go to life. And I feel like that's why we have gangs. That's why we have all these things where people are like odd in society, because we don't have a place where we can feel like we belong. And that's why I love the sport, because even if you're not the most popular kid in your school, X, Y, and Z, you do MMA, you go to the gym, you show up, it's almost like a family.
Camaraderie, yeah.
And in and around itself, even though you might not be the best guy, people in the gym, they know you, and it's just like you just have that family background. And that's what I love about the sport, no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, man, because, like, just to be straightforward, like, I think men, and specifically today's society, is, like, the stuff you just talked about feeling like the idea of not being good enough, all that. Like I said earlier, I grew up in this very similar way. Obviously, I didn't find fighting like you did, but it's good to speak from this perspective to give people who are listening, like, oh, shit, an avenue that they can find where they can feel supported, where they can feel like, yo, like, you can prove kind of your worth in a sense, or be in a circle where, like, there's camaraderie in it. Because obviously you guys are all fighters at the highest level, but you all really like fuck with each other regardless. It's like a family, like a community. And you could always kind of find a community outside of maybe what like the typical idea of what it should be in your own like home or household, right? So I think it's beautiful when you speak on that kind of stuff. And I think that's maybe why, if you talk about popularity after in the pressers and all that stuff. Obviously humble in defeat, and then also talking about those things, because I don't think you've talked about that in all your other press conferences. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like I have.
you have,
though, man.
maybe it's
like
just because there's a bigger microphone.
that, or maybe people are more willing to hear me because I lost.
I see what you're saying. Because when you're winning, people like, fuck it, they don't want to hear it. They just out like,
oh, you barely won. Fuck this guy. I was like, what?
So you think they were more willing to listen to you in defeat?
To just kind of see like, well, let's hear what this motherfucker's got to say for himself. And it's just like, dude.
And then they really listen.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I've been saying this from the very beginning. I coach kids in high school.
Yeah.
I've coached kids in middle school. I've coached kids in college.
Yeah.
I like giving back. This is just myself, because if I never had that guy who was like my father figure to take me to these wrestling tournaments, I don't know where the fuck I would be in my life right now.
Yeah.
So thankful for Dave Matana, who took me out and helped me do all these things, because I almost feel an obligation to pay it forward.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Even now, I try to figure out ways I could get to the gym to help do a free seminar, even though I don't like doing shit for free anymore because time is money. But at the same time, I do know I was once in that place, and to give back and give these kids an opportunity to see this individual that you see and idolize, or might see that might be like a larger than life individual. It's a real person who puts his pants on the same way you do every single day.
Yeah.
So that for me is what I do it for. At the end of the day, dude, I made enough money. I'm happy. Everything is icing on the cake. Would I love to go out there and whoop Sean's ass 100% and do it in a rematch? But it's about the bigger things in life at the end of the day. I'm doing this for a bigger purpose. And hopefully when it's all said and done, I get that opportunity to spread the message across. And it's just like, dude, let's leave the world a better place than when it was when we came here.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about for me at the end of the day. Like all the shit talking and things, like, yo, this is like WWE. I like the bravado.
Bro, it's so fun.
I like building it up. It's just fun. It's fun theater.
So entertaining.
And at the end of the day, someone has to win, someone has to lose, regardless if we're doing it or not.
Yeah.
So why not make it fun so we can get some entertainment out of it?
Yeah.
And that's really all it is for me, So I don't know. I feel like after this fight, I've gotten an opportunity to have a bigger platform for people to hear the message, and hopefully there's people that are out there listening and they could take some inspiration from it. Like at the end of the day, we can only push for the highest highs, and if we come up short, dude, it's okay. Life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. We're gonna be here for so many days, and we just gotta keep working our hardest and trying to be our best every single day. Some days are gonna be tough. Some days are gonna be hard. We're gonna be sore. We're gonna be sad. We're gonna have deaths in the family. We're gonna have so many different things. We're gonna try to figure out how we're gonna get money to pay this bill, and we gotta figure out how to find a way and try to keep our bearings on straight and not give up hope. And I think that's what it's all about. Just understanding that there's more to it than just like, and it ain't all sunshine and rainbows, man. Sometimes it's gonna be those dark days when it rains, it pours, and when it's shiny outside. Like, dude, I've lost before, man. Yeah. I feel like there's been more times I've lost big, and to even be on this run and to even get to where I've gotten, dude, it chokes me up every single time I even talk about it, because I'm like, to think I would be here, fuck, dude, fuck, man.
So
I'm happy, bro. I'm happy.
I'm happy for you. Huge, man. Really, like, for real. It's dope to see it, and it's dope to see the gratitude in it. On that note, what parts of your career or just throughout your life would you say were the most trying? Like, what was the hardest points? Were you like, let's say for you in the fight game, when you were going through it, where you were like, damn, maybe this shit's not for me, or this is just so difficult? Like, were there any moments that felt like the lowest for you along the way?
My first professional loss, followed by the second professional loss, back to back, 2 split decision losses, but my job was on the line, and I was like, man, maybe I should have just stuck to teaching and not even tried to aspire to do something bigger. And the fact that I was able to come back one more time and I was able to win, dude, I was in tears after that.
Why?
I'm having a reminiscing moment. Don't judge me. Dude, because it's just like, you have this image of yourself and you think that you're going to be this thing, and then it doesn't happen, and you kind of dude, you fall short and you're just like, you question everything. All the choices you made, why you did what you did. You could have been doing something else, could have been more stable. You don't have to put your ass on the line for millions of people to see for the rest of eternity on the UFC's bookshelf of fights to come.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, we take this chance hoping to chase a dream, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I commend anybody who could do this sport, bro. Anybody.
Bro, it's
not easy.
It's the hardest thing I think ever. What kept you going then? How did you, after that, you're like, fuck it?
What kept me going after that? I mean, it was definitely the money, even though it wasn't that big of a payday, because I lost the next 2 fights on my second contract, and it was the same pay. But it was just more like, win or lose, I want you to kind of go out on your own way. And fuck, I can't. I'm trying not.
You're
to
good,
be
man.
Like,
You're good.
This shit gets me, dude. I think
normal.
people only see the wins, man. They don't see all the other shit. But
Yeah. But that's why we try to talk about it, because that's like all that
wasn't
made you
even-
who you are.
yeah,
And
but it
maybe
was
got
just
you
like,
here.
man, fuck.
I get it, bro. Trust. I mean, from a different vein, obviously.
Yeah, it's just and it was just like win or lose, man. It was just one of those things. Like I'm gonna try to do this as best as I can, and at the end of the day, I can look at myself in the mirror and be like, dude, you gave it everything you had,
Yeah.
and that was it for me. And that's why I tell people, man, like, dude, fuck it, you got a fucking dream, you got a goal, man, go for it. Life is short, and if it doesn't work, you could at least be like, you fucking tried. You
Yeah.
tried. If you never tried, it's just like, it's easy to sit there from your couch and judge people and say this and that. You suck. You should be doing something else. But I'm just happy I stuck with it. And man, who would have thought fucking, man, what was that? Almost 10 years later, 7 years later, be fucking a world champion, defended the belt 3 times, 9-fight win streak, fought all over the world. It's bought my mom a house. That's probably the most
It's beautiful, man.
craziest thing I think ever been able to do. And then life's good, bro.
Yeah, life's great.
Good. It could be so much worse. And I think about all the people who have it worse than us, man. I'm healthy. I can still work. I can still chase opportunities and dreams, even though it might not be easy. Like, even for me now, people are probably like, oh, it's easy you say because you won so many fights and you got money. Dude, I didn't always have money. I think that's the most important part. I've come from humble beginnings, and I was happy to make $250 and $250. My pro debut, bro. $250 to show up, $250 to win, and I thought I was the richest man in the world because I was doing what I loved. And that was the most important thing. And here I am making a living, and I couldn't be more blessed and grateful for everything.
It's beautiful, man.
Aljo was UFC fighter, and he was still teaching in high school.
Still teaching.
He was still working. He was still working.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and also one more thing. So, New York, Long Island, where we was training, we still training our team. Where is our team? So Ray Longo, he's a kickboxing coach, and for jiu-jitsu, we was going to Metzera's gym, so we was doing straight jiu-jitsu and a little bit of kickboxing and just how we was fighting. And Aljo said we gotta figure out something. Aljo started traveling after, like, he was UFC, and he saw how everybody was training, and then he saw we gotta do something else. We need the MMA training, like not only just go jiu-jitsu, not only kickboxing, because this is not MMA, you know. And then Aljo start MMA class, and since that, like, now we have like so many UFC fighters in our gym because of now we have this still classes still going around, and then this class helps Aljo to get better. Classes get me,
It's
and
beautiful.
the gym grow up, and now it takes so many people are training, and so And like that's it's Aljo. He's not selfish. He just works hard and show everybody that if you work hard, you will get successful. It's nothing secret. Just work hard. Look how I work, and you do same, and you just do your thing. Just And he's not like yeah. So that.
No, it's beautiful, paving the way your own way, man. I mean, it's clear you give a fuck about it for sure. You definitely lived a life where you're like, damn, you see the value and almost like where you're at now. Maybe it feels good. You're probably emotional because like you're in a position now where you're kind of able to give back maybe the things that you didn't necessarily grow up with, which is probably why it hits that chord in you, because I definitely relate to that where I'm at.
It's more when I think about it, man. When I think about it, it hits so much deeper because then I feel like I'm back in that headspace.
Yeah.
That's why I just try to live in the moment, because when I'm not saying it's not good to kind of go back and reflect where you come from and everything, but it's just such sad moments and tough moments. It's just like dark places.
But I feel it. Doesn't that fire you up though a little bit?
Nah, it does. But that's also like, I almost feel like it's the old version of me versus the new version of me where I'm at today. And then I change my goals every single year, and I try to look for new things to kind of. So when I look back at my old goals and see the things that I wanted and I achieved, I'm just like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how the mind works. It's crazy how the universe works. And even if it doesn't go your way, it's just like, well, how do I pivot from here, and how do I get back on track, or how do I try to get to some of these things that I want to get to? And I think that's the most important thing that I've learned over the years, that the fucking road to success is not just like this, dude.
Oh, man, that bitch goes.
Like, you do dips, it's peaks and valleys, it's crisscrosses, it's detours, it's pitchforks in the road, it's booby traps, it's quicksand. And it's just like, you have to be like so mentally tough, and it's not easy to just block everything out, ignore everything. And I always have like a rule, and it's kind of like you have my thing that people say 24 hours. I say you have like 2 or 3 days to kind of feel sorry for yourself, and after that it's kind of like, all right, what now? You're gonna feel sorry for yourself for the rest of your life? No, motherfucker. I'm a man. At the end of the day, you gotta figure that shit out.
Yeah.
Whether it is fighting, whether it's something else, it's just, you can't always be sorry for it. And that's one of the things I learned through wrestling, is like, wrestling beat me down so many different times. I've lost matches to guys I should have beaten, should have gone to the state tournament, should have done this, should have been able to go D1. I didn't get to do any of those things. And I've learned so many valuable lessons of just what it is to work hard. And even if you work hard, sometimes you're not guaranteed to get what you want to get. You can work so hard, and sometimes you are not guaranteed to have success. It could just not be your time. This guy just might be more talented. He might have favoritism. It does not matter. Sometimes you're just competing against the odds, and no matter how hard you work, but at least you know you tried your best. At least you know you gave it everything. And at least you know when you do all those things, sometimes the universe just finds a way to give you a chance or an opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. It's beautiful, man.
So
couldn't say it better.
That's fighting for me, man. And I'm 34, and I realize the door is closing. I don't want to fight till I'm 40. Could I? Yeah. I haven't taken that much damage throughout my entire career.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be one of those guys who tarnishes their legacy and everything they've accomplished. And obviously the shit hurts. But it's one of those things I recognize. Like, I try to enjoy the moment as much as I can. And that was part of the reason why I even took this fight. I'm like, if I let Sean go fight someone else and he loses, I don't get the opportunity that I had in Boston.
Yeah.
So
I see.
It is what it is. And sometimes life is about taking chances, risk versus reward. And the juice was, more than worth the squeeze, and I took a chance. And sometimes that's what it's about. If you don't always succeed.
Yeah.
And I've been here before. And it's just like, people feel more sorry for me than I feel sorry for myself. I'm just like, why do you feel sorry for me? Like, there's someone else out there who should be, like, you should be feeling sorry for them. Like, this, I can have it so much worse.
But like we were talking earlier,
So it's like perspective.
right? Don't you find it interesting how like when you're crushing, everyone's like, "Fuck this guy," and then but they want to see you lose, but when you lose, they feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
And it's like they were waiting for you to fall though.
Yeah, and then I think it's American culture, and then we love a good comeback story.
Yeah.
And hopefully I could give that good comeback story. If not, it is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, that doesn't dictate how hard I'm going to work in the room. That doesn't dictate how hard I'm going to work when I fight and compete. You know, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah.
And as they say, inshallah. You know, if it's God's will, it's God's will, bro. I work as hard as I can work.
Wallahi. Oh man.
You Muslim?
No. I just said we've been saying it because my buddy fucking. Anyway, that's a long story. I won't get into that right now. Different story. But on the story because he's an influencer. On influencers and the fight game, I want to ask your opinion on what do you think is going. Like, who do you think is going to win the fight between? First off, I'm assuming you're aware of it. Logan and Dylan Dennis.
Oh, come on.
Who's going to win that fight?
You know, fights like that, I'm glad these guys are making money, but it's just like, oh, come on.
And I got another question on that, but go ahead, answer this one first.
Who do I think is gonna win that one? If this what kind of fight is it? Boxing? All right. If it's boxing, I give it to Logan.
Yeah.
If it was MMA, I would give it to Dylan Dennis. But it's just one of those things. Logan's bigger than Dylan Dennis. Same way Jake Paul's been bigger than pretty much all the guys he's fought.
And like 10 years younger.
And 10 years younger. That plays a factor. Like, I'm not saying, like, Logan can't win, but it's just one of those things. Like, Dylan, but Dylan's not the biggest puncher. He's a grappler. So if there's a fight that benefits Logan the most, it's definitely that one. In terms of name value, hopefully the fight happens. It's entertainment. I'm going to watch.
Hopefully the fight happens.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of cancellations, you know. I don't know on whose part, but I'm going to watch.
But Rob, who do you think's going to win that fight?
Logan. I got Logan because we all know he's been training boxing and he's good at it. And then, he's going to win this fight. If it's MMA, I'll just say I still got Logan. If it's not still because jiu-jitsu is a game changer, but Logan has the background wrestling and now he's boxing. Like he's training he's training good.
Yeah.
And then
So what do you guys think about the Dylan Dennis troll, like going so hard on the girl? Because the fight game, you know, you're in it.
It's not right, man.
It ain't. Listen, like I don't dictate or choose anyone's path of how to get in someone's head, but it's not something I would do. It's kind of a little distasteful, but it is what it is. I mean, they say there's no what do you call it? There's no rules in love and war.
Yeah.
So I guess it's one of those things. Dylan Dennis is exercising his right to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but
right.
I see what he's doing, and maybe that's a way for him to get inside Logan's head and actually get the win.
Imagine he comes in there super fired up, just seeing red.
Yeah.
So mad. It gasses out.
He pulls Aljamain Sterling and
he just overextends.
it just overextends.
Fuck.
It's like, damn, the universe is evil.
Was so mad about Conor McGregor and when he come aggressive and McGregor got him
Like the same,
No,
almost
he
like the
did.
same. It looked really similar to you getting.
It was literally the
I
same
was like,
exact
damn.
punch.
Even
Cross,
when he squared
cross.
off, he did the same thing with his arm.
Yeah, no, he framed the same way.
Same.
And as I stepped, the same way he stepped, but he was trying to like kill him. I was just throwing a punch, and it was just.
Damn, it was crazy. It's like a highlight forever now. It's
I know.
fuck. Whatever though. No. I can't make it any worse. You know, it's like it's just,
No, it doesn't. It can't. It doesn't bother
dope
me.
though. At least
It
you're
is
part
what
of
it-
history. I'm sorry.
I mean, I am
Bro,
part
it was
of
like, he was
history.
like this. He was like, you know what the fucked up part about it was? When I watched it back, I'm sorry. I know you got hit. I can't joke too much about it. I apologize. When you threw that punch, he didn't even flinch. Like he was like, not that you know, not obviously.
But that's what I'm saying. He moved his feet already.
He had that distance locked.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. When I stepped and I threw the punch, I had already realized he moved his feet, and that's when I braced for impact because I realized I gave him exactly what he was waiting for.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, when it's like, oh, look at the brilliance of he didn't even flip. I'm like, dude, he literally saw what I did, and it wasn't like a Rubik's Cube puzzle. It's like he waited for me to do the one thing that I've done in previous fights and the one thing I said I wasn't going to do, and I did it.
Yeah,
And it's just one of those things. So it was like I seen it, and it was no like, he's good at that. The same way if you step into me and I do a reactive takedown and I take you down, is like, it's not surprising, and that's not surprising to me. Yeah. It's like you give him what he wants and you throw it off the backboard. What I'm going to do, I'm going to fucking dunk that shit. And he dunked it.
Yeah. Like you think you'd Nightcrawler me in a street fight, but that's another story.
Like that would happen.
Bro, I don't know, man. It's a little crazy.
Who I mean, there's one way to find out.
We'll do it.
I'm just saying there's one way to find out. Right, Jacob? Hey, I ain't Devin Haney. I'm just saying.
No.
I ain't Devin Haney.
I know that. You're
Devin
a little heavy.
Haney just boxes. And
He got like
knows
6 more pounds on him.
Devin Haney's not a big guy.
He's a shorter guy.
Yeah.
Skilled
But he's
boxer.
also just a boxer.
Yeah.
I ain't looking to throw hands with you. I ain't looking to just throw hands with you.
I wouldn't. I'm not looking to throw hands with you either.
So what would you do? What would be the strategy? What would be the strategy? Let me
I
hear
would
this.
let you come towards me.
Listen, I've learned from my mistakes. You're a little bit different. You're a bigger guy. So here's a thought process. If I got into a bar fight with a bigger dude, I know right off the rip, I'm not going to exchange with this guy. And I know, just thinking, this motherfucker's going to want to hit me so bad because he's probably looking at this little motherfucker. And he's going to throw something so stupid and such a haymaker that's going to be so telegraphed that he's going to miss. Once he misses, the fight's over. I'm on his back, like Nightcrawler, strangling this motherfucker to sleep. And you got 6 seconds to get me off your back, or that's nighty-night. Carotid arteries, game, check, blouses.
I think we'll fuck around a little bit. You realize it won't be that easy because I wouldn't swing on you.
So then what would you do?
I would wait.
So then we just be like Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Sterling, just looking at each other?
I'd fucking slam you as soon as I got you.
Because
Because your body weight is so light.
But did you see Conor versus that behemoth Viking guy?
You're talking about Thor.
The big, yeah, the
Thor, yes.
7-foot monster.
Yeah. Did you see? Hold on. Did you see?
You see him wait? Did you see him wait for Conor? Like if you get on his back,
It's a fight experience.
you have
we
the hook.
We have fight experience.
This
more.
guy's gonna swing you around, and then he's probably gonna think, okay, let me jump. And the moment you think he's jumping, you take the hooks out, and this motherfucker just jumps. It's just gonna be like, you just look stupid. You just look so stupid just doing that. And then you're in a position, it's just not good. I'm not saying because he's so strong. Like even if Dustin went for
That
an
dude
armbar,
is so
you probably
big.
just be able to like flex him.
Yeah.
But then that's why you choke motherfuckers, because there's no muscle that trains this from going to sleep.
No, but he does
6
have
seconds,
some muscle around here though.
Yeah, but 6 seconds, the carotid arteries, you go to sleep no matter what. Everyone's the
Of
same
course.
in that
I know
sense.
there's no muscle right
Yeah.
there.
Sometimes I do jiu-jitsu with the women, and they choke me out. Yeah, it's about technique, man. It's not about the power. I know you're strong. Respect, man. It's good. It's not.
No,
easy.
I get it.
Respect,
I just,
but like.
No, I know what
theoretical.
you're saying. I see what you're saying, but I just don't think. I think the way you're thinking that is gonna go is just it's almost assuming that the fighter is gonna be that like naive
Just locked,
to just
yeah.
be like
Not
I'm
let
just
go.
gonna hang out here and just hold on for dear life. And I don't think it would go like that. And I think Dustin's a little bit smarter than that to just not let that happen.
Makes sense.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
But he could make a mistake and overextend.
Either way, I do want to film some shit. I want to fuck around with you for sure.
I saw Mighty Mouse the other day actually.
Yeah. Well, see, this started as a street fight thing. Then all of a sudden it went to like just
grab
jiu-jitsu.
match,
Like
yeah.
what I can't, bro. If there's no time limit, I'm fucked. I don't know enough to end it. You know what I'm saying?
So if you were gonna do like a street fight with him, how would you guys like structure it? Like you guys gonna wear shin guards to kind of like simulate a street fight, or you guys gonna actually do like a full-on street fight?
That's why it gets so murky because it's like, do
Yes.
I really want a full-on street fight? If this, like, are we really gonna do that?
That's where it gets.
You know
but
what
then
I'm saying?
if you put the shin guards on and the 7-ounce gloves, it kind of makes it like, well, if we took these off, we kind of know what's up. But since these are on, we kind of have an idea of what would happen.
Because he was talking about like doing jujitsu, but I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna gas me. I'm just gonna fucking spin in circles. The guy's gonna gas me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I went with a bigger guy, not even saying with you, if I went with a bigger guy, like, I just know, like, eventually you're going to try to, like, kill me to the point where you're going to be swinging like a madman. I know you're not in shape. I know I'm in shape for the most part. And I know if you miss, bro, good luck to you. Good luck to you. And, guys, please don't try to challenge me. I'm not trying to challenge the world. I just want to have a good time.
No, dude, I love it. I love how, you know what's so funny? I see now people just on podcasts and shit just asking all the fighters, can they beat me in a street fight? It's hilarious. I don't know how it became so viral. Of course they all say yes. Like I think what is Gilbert Burns?
Burns, yeah. I saw he calls you out. I was just like, come on, Gilbert.
Yeah, I saw.
I was like, Gilbert, what are you doing?
I
You know,
saw
his
that.
kids were rooting for Sean. I was so mad because they hung out with me when we were watching the fights for Pantoja versus Brandon Moreno, and it was like, who do you want to go? And I thought they liked me, and they were like, I want to go for my birthday to go watch Sean O'Malley fight Aljamain Sterling. I was like, these motherfucking kids, they're motherfucking. No, they knew. They came in the warm up room when Gilbert came down with his kids. I was like, this is outlandish,
Dude.
whatever.
But like somehow
Can't be
like,
mad at the kids, right?
Like, I don't know. Somehow, when you look Sean, like he's like just, he's like, it's like everybody likes him, like as a, like I don't know, like because it's like a woman. I don't know.
You say it's like a woman?
Yeah, something.
Whoa,
like, something about it. Yeah, something about
Holy
him.
shit.
Yeah, like
No, the disrespect, bro.
I don't know.
Because his
No,
hair?
No, like no, he's just like how he dress, how he looks, how he talks, how he like he's different. And like let's say for example, real guys say if Pretty Woman walks and you watch, right? Same as O'Malley is different, you know. He's like he's not a regular fighter. In a fighter like broken nose and a broken ear and like a fucking.
You saying he's a pretty boy?
He's a yeah exactly. And
Whoa,
somehow
I want him
he's-
to fight you now.
I don't even know if he's a
Bro, I want him to
boy,
fight
though.
you so bad.
You know what's crazy? I don't understand the
No, he's
infatuation
different.
with him at all.
He's
You what?
Brian.
I don't understand the infatuation with him.
Bro, he's fucking entertaining.
No,
you remember when
no,
he did the shit you were talking about wanting to do in the fight against him?
Yeah.
Like where he did the shit. You remember he's fighting like that?
With
Like
who?
the dribble shit back. It was like one of his earlier
come
fights.
on. Those
Bro,
guys
he's
are-
entertaining.
No, don't get me wrong. But when I'm saying people talk about like his image and everything, and I look at guys like Usman, and I see like he's well dressed and he looks fly as fuck, and then I see the way Sean dresses, I'm just like, I don't get it. Where's the disconnect? Why isn't Usman as popular as that?
Yeah.
Where this guy who has tattoos on his face is way more popular night and day compared to Usman.
Have-
I know people are gonna say, "Oh, Usman doesn't knock everybody out," but he knocked out Masvidal, who was like one of the most popular guys.
But Sean is entertaining. Fuck, like beyond fighting, he's just entertaining. He's a funny guy. Like you get him on some TikTok
I watch
shit.
all his fights.
Okay.
I watch all his fights.
But so the thing I'm not talking about is just his fights. I'm talking about his character offline, like online in other avenues. Like he'll make TikToks that are just hilarious. Like the dude's funny.
I see some of it. I seen the one he did with me and Jan. He was like, if you want to be Piotr Jan, and he went on his knees and hands, and he ran his head. He was like into his knee, because that
Bro.
was like me, and obviously Jan kneed me in the head. I thought that was actually pretty funny. But
See what I'm saying? He's funny, bro. That's why.
But I feel like, at least I feel like there's only been like a very small handful of those content pieces where I'm like, okay, that's really funny. But then does that generate the entire mass following? I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I just feel there's a little bit of disconnect where I'm trying to like connect the dots. Because not even for just me, I'm trying to see, well, if I had a fighter and I was managing people, how do I get my fighter to get to a point like that to get the fans to really care if they were a striker? Because there are fighters that are strikers that are not as popular. Well, it's like, well, how do we take this and cultivate it into something that could be mainstream and at the same time get the youth to care and just get the UFC to take notice and obviously the world.
I mean,
You know?
it's it's social media, and it's the way he's made content throughout, the people he's made content with, the way he makes content. It's very like transparent. He's very just real, like straightforward. You know, you talk about the way he dresses and all that stuff. It's like not so over the top. There's a lot more people that I think can relate to like the guys just dressing in fucking hoodies and shit. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's more relatable than, oh, I'm in a fucking button down suit and I look fancy. Like whoever we're talking about else. You know what I'm saying? Like there's more
Usman,
relatable.
Connor, Masvidal, and the Versace.
Yeah, like he's
And,
just he's chill. Like he, in my opinion, that's why he has that appeal, and he has this like more like connected feel to an audience, right? That's for sure what it is. Because I could speak on it just because I've been on the internet for so long. Besides fighting, and he's connected with a lot of the right people to connect with. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, so there is that whole audience that like, oh, they're engaged with that person, right? Like
And I know, sorry, not to cut you off.
No, you're great.
I know he did like the Snoop Dogg thing where Snoop Dogg hyped him up coming off the Contender Series. So he had that piggyback into his next fight. But then he fought Terrion Ware and it went to a decision. And then I kind of felt like when you don't get a finish your very next fight, it almost like dies down. But for some reason for him, it almost like For some, I just don't get it. So I'm just trying to connect the dots. So don't get me wrong. I agree with everything you're saying. It's just when I watch everything, I'm like, well, I don't get why this worked for him, but it didn't work for this guy or that guy. So then it's like, well, how do you kind of get that formula? And then I know also the other thing, he partnered up with like, the Note Boys and everything like that. So that was also cool. And doing the podcast and things like that with very popular or polarizing figures. So my thing is like, if there's fighters out there listening, I want them to understand branding. I want them to understand entertainment. I want them to understand the fight value and training. And it's all these things encompassed in one. It's not just sport anymore. It's literally entertainment. How do we do everything to kind of get ourselves to a position where we can monetize ourselves and our brand and our image outside of just every time we step in the cage, we make money? Well, how do we make cage? How do we make money outside of the cage? How do we make cage? How do we make money outside of the cage?
I mean, it's basically this stuff too, like moments like this and the pressers, because you only get so much time.
Exactly.
But doing this stuff here on the podcast, like there's going to be a whole bunch of people who are going to listen to you and be like, oh shit, I didn't know this to this degree about you. The way you're real, the way you're able to be vulnerable and share yourself, like people are going to connect with you way greater. It's that kind of shit that makes people like way, way more popular. 100%. But I want to say something that pissed me off about you. I remember when you got, I was at the Apex. Were we at the Apex?
You waiting for this?
No.
You were waiting for this moment, weren't you?
No. I just everything for me is completely off the cuff. But there's nothing wrong. But didn't you get like kneed or some shit and then like?
Yes.
Yeah.
By Jan.
Yes. And I remember because that was one of the very first things we ever went to the Apex for. Do you remember that? We saw this live. We saw him live. Okay. Do you remember that? And that's how you won. Like you won through like it was a
DQ.
Yes, you won through a DQ and you won, right? You like, but they like, did they give it to you later or like how did that work?
What do you mean give it to me later?
Like you won, but then everyone's like, you didn't really win because he got one off a DQ.
Well, I got the belt that night because of disqualification.
Yeah, bro, you were there. You don't remember this?
But I went to the hospital.
He was probably drunk.
So I went to the hospital. I got a CAT scan, and everyone was saying the CAT scan came back fine. You didn't have a concussion. CAT scans don't show concussions. Concussions are symptom based. So the fact that I was thrown up later that night, that's a fucking
you were
concussion.
thrown up later that night?
That's a fucking concussion. Oh, that you were faking. I'm like, when I go back and I watch it, and I understand why people go, I can see why you're mad at me because it looks like
that was my first exposure to you, and it was in person.
See, what did I say? I was like, the people who are mad at me, they've only ever watched me that first Jan fight, and they didn't see any of the other things that I did on my way up to get to that title shot.
Yeah, and I saw it in real life.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so, and I can understand that sentiment. I'm like, well, if you never seen me before, you never see me choke out Corey Sandhagen, who's killing everybody right now.
Yeah,
That fight was supposed to be title because so Henry Cejudo came champion. He beat Marlon Moraes and he vacated the belt.
Yeah.
And then the next contender was Aljamain Sterling and Sandhagen, and they were supposed to be forced to title, but they give title fight Peter Yan who beat
Uriah Faber.
Yeah. And then they give him title fight.
And Jose Aldo.
So and then they escape, like they push Aljo to not Aljo and Sandhagen. They don't give him fight. So and then after they finally give and whatever. Okay, go from there.
Yeah, so that was most people's first impression of me was that fight.
Yeah.
So they didn't get to see anything that I've actually been able to accomplish in the sport. Dude, my record in the UFC is 15-4 now. You know what I mean? I've had a shit ton of fights. I beat a shit ton of top 5. I've only had 3 fights that weren't in the top 5 or top 15.
The beginning, first 3 fights.
Like in the entire career, there's only 3 of those fights that weren't ranked. You know how crazy that is?
Yeah, it's fucking.
Look at all these other guys. And this is what I was saying about Sean. Is just like, yeah, dude, I'm actually achieving and challenging myself and trying to. I mean, maybe there's something to be said about, hey, let's take the easier path of resistance and get there as fast as we can, as easy as we can. Okay, cool. But in the sense of like, when it comes down to the here's the books, like no one can ever challenge or contest anything I've ever done because all the guys I fought was a killer's row. Top 5, top 10, top 15, title fights, whatever. So, yeah, I got kneed in the head, whatever. I went back and I watched the tape. I'm like, I see myself rolling around on the floor, and I'm like, I can see why you're upset. It looks like I'm fucking faking or pretending, and then I look back and I roll my head, and it looks like I'm like, I get why you're mad, but there's no recollection of that.
Whoa, really?
There's no recollection of me having that moment and being able to be like, I remember myself doing that. Zero.
Oh,
I didn't even
shit.
remember who took me to the hospital. When I got back, I found out it was Eric Nixick who came with me to the hospital. And when I got to the house, all my friends and family that flew out from New York were at the crib in Vegas that I just bought my house.
Okay, can I continue from there?
And then
okay, I will tell the story from there. So what happened was, so fight was on and Ian knee to Aljo.
You were at the fight?
No, I wasn't because
Okay.
I wasn't able to go, and then only corners.
COVID still.
Yeah, it was COVID. So and then we see Aljo in the TV, like of course. So everything, like Aljo was crying. He don't want to win the belt that way. How we won, and he take belt off, throw it.
I was like, fuck this guy.
Yes.
Not
So
gonna lie.
no. Anyways, so no, he did the right thing. He don't want to win the belt that way, and then like Aljo said.
Wait, you said that after I took the belt off?
I was so mad.
No, because
at you,
he's
dude.
not.
Oh,
Even
so
after,
like, fuck.
after I took the belt
Oh,
off?
the whole thing was just like, fuck.
Wait,
this
I'm
guy.
just saying, after I took the belt
No,
off.
I was kind of like, I thought that maybe you weren't gonna take it, but then you took it anyways.
But I'm saying, I didn't take the belt. Dana put it on me, and I took the belt off. And you were still saying, fuck
I
this
was
guy?
mad because you still had it. Because I know you had it after the fact.
That's
too.
crazy.
Okay. See, like I don't know, because you're not really a real fighter. You don't know. I don't know. Whatever.
Ah.
Yeah, you just.
I'll show you a thing or two. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, we'll see. Hey, we'll see. But anyway, you don't think like a fighter, I don't know. Maybe you're training, maybe you're strong, but you're not real. You're not fighting in the cage. You don't know how it takes.
True.
Yes. So anyways, and then Aljo came home. Like we all said, like,
After the hospital, I came home.
And then, but like, when we look Aljo's face, so he's so sad, he's not happy, he's still crying, he's still like throwing up in the bedroom, whatever. And then, so all Aljo's family, friends, we are waiting for his house, like, and then come on, bro, you happy? You gonna, what Aljo did since fight's over, Aljo said, okay, let's run this back, let's do a rematch. And Aljo say, I want a rematch. So anyways, so he's fighting rematch and everything. So, and then we want to Aljo be happy. Everybody like, the child just say, Aljo, please be happy, just move on, like just smile, don't be sad like this. And then his best friend like telling him, bro, I want you to say that you are champion. And I'll just say, actually, somebody bring the belt. Okay, it's your belt. And I'll just feel bad, like everybody flew out. Some people spend money to came to Vegas to support Aljo, and now Aljo is sad and like, this situation and everything. And then, Dennis bring the belt, and then they give Aljo to like, just let's open this, and I help the open the bag to, and then everybody start taking picture with Aljo with the belt, and I take a picture with. I saw first. I know Aljo wasn't happy about it, but because Aljo was give us favor to because everybody we came for Aljo, and Aljo don't wanna to like. He take a picture with everybody, and then also I'm like, if everybody takes his picture, I take too. And then I take picture, and then I posted. So some people put in a story and everything. Aljo said nobody. Aljo don't tell no one what you do. Aljo never said.
I didn't post anything.
Yeah.
I didn't repost anything.
So and then when I saw that some of his best friends that they put this story in I saw Instagram. Aljo don't tell them nothing, because Aljo never tell people what you can do in your life. That's who he is.
Yeah.
And then anyway, I decide to they might as well then. I have a picture with Aljo, and I post a picture because I said I'm proud of this guy, and he's gonna fight rematch, and just he's fought best of the best, and he's the man. I said just proud because I wanted to Aljo, because he was sad, and I want to be happy and like a little bit feel better, and that's why I post. Then the people see this all post and everything.
Yeah,
and they
Yan tweeted and said like I was faking, and then every.
Yeah, I saw it all.
And
But
then
you came back.
That whole thing.
But and then, okay, what happened was, so let me explain this, and then Aljo, you can say sorry, brother, I jump in. But so what happened was, soon as we posted, some people put a story and everything. So Peter Yan repost this post, and like everybody started hitting, and they started DMing Aljo, his family, that. Everybody was talking very bad, and then Aljo like, okay, You talking like this, me? I don't do anything wrong. Okay, then okay, fuck you. Okay, yes, I'm the champion. Yes, because he was gonna fight anyway, the Peter, and then I'm gonna show you. Yeah, okay, you can call me not real champion, but everybody forget what Aljo done this division, who Aljo fought in this division, and then everybody just was Peter. Oh, Peter is the new king and everything, and so and Aljo
and I should have been the champ to begin with in that fucking fight.
Yes,
me and Corey Sandhagen should have been for the title. We were the highest ranked guys.
But why did that not happen?
Jan got the fight for the vacant title as the 6th rank or 7th ranked guy who fought Jose Aldo, who was ranked 6th.
Why is that happening?
Because the UFC is the UFC.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, based on merit, we should have been the highest ranked guys fighting for the vacant title. We didn't get to fight for the vacant title.
You and Sandhagen.
Me and Sandhagen.
Yeah.
Regardless, when I won, people were saying I was the uncrowned champ. I got kneed in the head, and all of a sudden I became the paper champ overnight. It was the most fucked up, bizarre thing that could have happened, where it's just like, what paradox am I, this paradox universe I'm living in for all this craziness to happen, which almost felt like all at the same time. Jan pulled out of the fight, personal reasons, undisclosed, didn't say why. I get neck surgery, and I pulled out of the fight because I needed more time to recover, which I told the UFC to begin with. And all of a sudden, I became the bad guy, even doubled down. Oh, you pull out of the fight, you're afraid to fight. And I'm just like, yo, this is the stupidest thing. When people think something, you can't change their minds. They have to want to change it for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. I've been saying the same stuff that I said after the fight with O'Malley since way back then. It's just people decide to finally listen.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, man. It's like, if you want to make me the bad guy, make me the bad guy. I'm going to brace the role, whether it's positive or negative. And like you said, like you had your image of me after that first Jan fight because of what you thought. Well, like I said, I was throwing up that night. With the O'Malley fight, I ain't throw up in the O'Malley fight. I was fine, completely fine. No issues, no headache. Like I said, I was with it. I should have been able to continue in that fight. The fight where I get kneed in the head unexpectedly, didn't see the knee, blindsided, I'm an actor. How does that even make sense?
I hear you.
You know? But everyone sees what they see. Oh, I've seen people get kneed in the head and they've continued. Yeah, they see the strike. I didn't see the strike. I'm thinking I'm in a safe position. I'm relaxing. I'm trying to regain myself. I'm tired. I get kneed in the head, I get blasted. Like, I hate even talking about that whole situation because it's so silly. And I've proven myself over and over again after that fight.
Oh, absolutely. Since then, 100%.
So it is what it
to talk to
is.
you. That's the first time I saw you.
Yeah, and most people, that's their first interaction with me, where they say, well, I don't rate him because of that. And it's just like, it's the dumbest thing. I'm like, so I guess you just discredit all my other wins well before that?
Yeah.
You discredit the Sandhagen win, the Pedro Munoz win, the Jimmy Rivera win, Stamen, Bert Johns when he was undefeated, all these other guys. Dude, I got a killer's resume of the who's of guys who are riding momentum when I beat them. They weren't coming off of losses. These guys were all winning.
Yeah.
Winning streaks when I beat them. That speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And that's what I say is like, I hold myself to a higher standard, and I took on the toughest challenges, never turned anybody down. Thankfully, I've been able to come out on top more times than I haven't. And sometimes you come out on the other side of things, and that's just the way the game goes. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I'm proud of everything I've accomplished. And hopefully there's a couple more sunny days than there are rainy days.
Yeah. It's amazing, man.
Well, fuck, I appreciate
it.
you coming. You're fucking class act. You're fucking incredible, man. And it was cool talking to you in person and getting the vibe. You're fucking dope, dude. And I hope you get that fight again. Like, I wonder what it would take for you to get to that fight again.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm not in any rush to even discuss it with the UFC. I mean, I'll let my manager do all that.
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens. If not, if it's Merab, I'll be there to support regardless. He's helped me all the way to my run. I'll be there for him as well.
Yeah.
And if it's for me to go to 45, it's for me to go to 45. Like I said, this weight cut is tough. It ain't the easiest. Would I do it to go back down for a rematch for a redemption? Yeah, I would. But me making a mistake doesn't define my career. And it is what it is, man. I've had way worse things happen to me in my life.
Of course.
I think I'm more than comfortable in my own skin. And we'll see what happens, man. I think the future is bright, and there's a lot of good opportunities for me and future fights. Hopefully it's O'Malley next. But if it's not, if it's one of these guys at 45, if it's someone else at 35, we'll see. It just has to make sense. I want a fight that excites me. I want a fight that does something for my career, not just a regular throwaway fight. I'm good on that.
Yeah.
But all in all, it is what it is. I just hope people understand my story, and I hope it's relatable to them in any way, facet of their life, or for their kids, or whatever it is. And hopefully they could take something away from it. And at the end of the day, like I said, life's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And we got a whole lot more life to live, God willing. Inshallah.
Hell yeah, I love it, man. Yo, subscribe to the channel, post notifications, all that good stuff. Drop a review. Damn, we got to start asking the questions to the guest again, man. Ask RawTalk@gmail.com if you guys want your questions answered by myself and the guest. What do you want to show here, right? You want to plug your shit? Yeah, show it. And also, where'd you get Funk as the name?
Funk Master's from my wrestling style. I had a very funky wrestling style. I wasn't good at shooting. I wasn't good at sprawling. I was very good at scrambling, and people would just call me Funky. Ben Askren had the nickname Funky, so I didn't want to use his nickname, so we tried to come up with a couple of names with my roommates in college. And they were like, kind of like, what happened? What about Funk Master? And we was like, all right, let's try that, and it kind of just stuck, and it just worked ever since then. And here I am, Funk Master 2023.
Yeah. Right on. So you got what is this here?
Funk Harbor. My grandparents grew up in Dry Harbor Mountains over in Jamaica. So Funk Harbor, obviously Jamaican rum has a funk taste. Big up them. So Funk Harbor, parents, grandparents, and that's where they grew up, and they had their childhood memories and things like that. So I wanted to give like a little homage to them, and homage to the Jamaican rum. So this should be coming out hopefully sometime in September, at the latest October. Stay tuned, funkharbor.com, and of course the podcast, The Weekly Scraps.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that every week?
I did one today.
Yeah, I film so many podcasts now, man. It's fun.
Yeah.
This is the most fun I have. I love doing this stuff.
Yeah, I tried to keep mine short though, man. I did like 40 minutes. I like to just talk about the fights real quick.
I just keep going. I just like to keep going, man.
If it's good conversation, it's good conversation, you know?
Yeah.
And it's always good content. If it's, you kind of get the vibe and whatnot, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been
Appreciate
doing this
you
long
coming,
enough.
man.
How about you having a grappling match?
How about what?
Having a grappling match.
With who?
With anyone.
Well, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about the Demetrius one.
That's the first guy you...
I mean, well, that's what they're saying. Well, that's what they wanted to do. No, that's not what I wanted to do. That wasn't the whole thing. No, you want to know who? You know what I would love to figure out? I'd love to do MMA versus Logan. That's what I'd love to do.
MMA.
Yeah. Like I'd like to fight him in a cage.
Okay.
Cut some weight.
Some big guys.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I watch the hell out of that.
That's what I want to do.
Have you grappled before?
Yeah, I've done some work on it. Yeah.
You should go against Paul Craig.
Who?
Paul Craig
Who's
That's
that?
the first one?
as a grappler.
Who is that?
UFC fighter.
No, because smaller.
I have no idea. Sorry.
He's a solid jiu-jitsu guy. He submitted Jamal Hill.
I'll grapple.
Oh yeah,
He's 85 now.
He's in middleweight now. He's good.
Yeah, he used to fight 205. Now he's at middleweight.
No. He don't want to. Like,
But because
big
you guys
challenge.
are like similar build, like height-wise, I think it'd be a good
No,
competitive.
that's too big challenge for you. No, you don't want that.
It should be you.
No, yeah. So something like that, you know what I'm saying? So for example, like he's muscle big guy, then somebody like a maybe real fighter but small guy. But of course, like a big guy, then real fighter, then this big guy. No, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, like Piotr Jan, he did one before we were gonna fight in our rematch.
Yeah.
He was grappling some big, brolic guy, and it was saying, "Oh my God, Sterling's in trouble!" I was like,
Yeah,
"Come
because
on,
the
dude.
guy
Come on,
cannot hold the
dude.
gun.
There's levels to this, dude."
It's funny
There's
though,
levels.
just the visual of it gets people fucking going,
Yeah.
bro. They're like, what the fuck?
But that's what I say. People don't know what they don't know. So
Yeah.
it's like you see that, and it's like, "Oh my God, Sterling's in trouble. He did this to this guy," and I grappled him, and he couldn't do anything. It's just like,
Yeah.
"Come on, guys."
Even
Come on.
Aljo's videographer Jake was showing. Aljo, did you see?
He showed me that. I was so mad. I was like, "Jake, get that shit out my fucking face, bro." It's like, seriously, you're gonna show me that? He was like, "No, I'm just saying." I'm like, "Am I supposed to be worried? Please let me know if I'm supposed to be worried about him grappling some guy that doesn't know how to grapple because he's big."
Yeah.
That's the way I think.
It's fair. One more before we go. Who wins, KSI or Tommy Fury?
Tommy, I hope Tommy. Shit, the guy's actually boxed, like for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Well, he beat Jake, boxer. What? What's that? What does that mean?
Come on, man. I'm not trying to throw
You got
shade.
yo, just talk
I don't
about
want
it.
to throw shade on
What's going on with
nobody.
Jake, bro? What's happening?
No, Jake's good. It's just Jake fights. Jake fights.
Jake fights.
Jake fights. He fights smart. Jake fights.
It's very strategic, very smart.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. He's winning, but it's like, come on. I could go box and do the same thing if I start picking who I want to fight. But I'm not about that. I want to challenge myself.
Who do you think he should fight? That would be a real challenge then.
I don't know boxers at all.
Just like a boxer who's in his
With
category.
a winning record.
Yeah. You think that's it? Same
with
age.
with at least 10 fights.
Fair.
Because he's athletic. He's
Yeah.
young. He's not fighting like, he's not an older guy. It's not like he's not training. And he's athletic. I think that's what it comes down to. Is like, if you want to go fight some guy who's like some over the hill kind of thing, it's like, come on, dude. Come on.
So I'm guessing you weren't a fan of the Diaz fight.
Not really. I mean, it was fun. It was entertaining, but it was just like, come on. Like, I'm going to watch it because it's Diaz.
Yeah.
It's Diaz. Who's not going to watch? Diaz is the man. He's the OG.
man.
But did I think Diaz was really going to win them? Like, he has to gas this guy who's so much younger than him. Like, what are the odds of that? Very slim to none.
Yeah.
It's an uphill battle. I would have liked to have seen Diaz win because respectfully, obviously for MMA, it just gives us a lot more respect.
Right.
Than someone kind of coming in just picking their fights and it's kind of
So you think it's strategic? It's all of it.
very strategic.
Yeah.
But it's entertainment. It's all business. There's nothing is like, oh, I'm trying to like accomplish a goal to become the WBO or the whatever belts that.
Well, he
boxing
says though.
has.
He says he wants to be the champ. You know.
Does
like
he?
That. I mean, it's what he said. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying it.
Yeah, saying and doing is complete.
Listen.
Let him climb the ranks. If he's serious, let Jake climb the ranks. And I like Jake. I went on his podcast. Super cool dude. Super chill. I respect the hell out of him because he's putting himself out there to even do it. But it's like, if you're going to be serious and climb the ranks, it's like, you got to fight someone that's actually respectable for us to go like,
I guess
all right, this guy's
it's
for
also
real
an
for real.
interesting position though, because like he having so much popularity, it's like, are you just going to fight a bunch of random box? Even though, but I guess that's what you would have to do if you really want to go in that sport, in that vertical. Like if you want to go up that way, you have to fight those guys, right? But I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like he's
I
fighting.
mean, there's guys on the ladder that he could fight, no? Why does it have to be a whole bunch of like guys that are like past their prime? You see what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like,
I understand. It's money. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's entertainment. But that's what I'm saying. When I hear him speak about it, he speaks very seriously. That like he's serious about like getting to that like pinnacle.
Then show
but
us.
Didn't do it, right?
Then show us.
Okay.
Go fight someone on the ladder.
Yeah.
I'm not saying fight the best guy because he needs time. I'm not saying go out there and just jump in the deep end, but show us something that's going to be competitive. We're going to be like, yo, fucking Jake's got serious potential.
Yeah.
Or Jake's going to be something, or Jake can be the future champion. Get us really excited about it. Other than that, it's just like, I'm just watching this, just watch it because it's Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And that's cool too. If that's what you want to do, I'm not knocking it. It's
Yeah,
just
for sure.
like, but I'm never going to take it serious to the point like, yo, this guy's a serious competitor. If he fought like a real boxer who's boxing competitively and on the circuit looking to make a name for himself, that guy I'm taking more serious all day long. It is what it is. It's like if I'm training to fight a guy who's actually looking to be a UFC champion within the UFC, who's ranked in the top 10, top 5, versus I'm just fighting no names outside the top 15 who I know stylistically I could beat, Sean O'Malley.
Oh no.
I'm just going to keep fighting those guys until I keep building my highlight tape. And then hopefully one day I can skip the line. You could do that too.
You can't disrespect my boy like that, dog.
You could do that too. You could do that too.
Oh god damn it, dude. You
Wait.
can't.
Am I wrong?
Oh, bro, but come on, he's a good fighter.
No, see, don't do that.
I know, but that's how it feels.
I'm
when you
not
say
saying,
that.
but I'm not saying he's not a good fighter. I'm just saying.
God damn it, bro.
I'm just
You put me in
saying.
a
Am I
weird
right?
position.
Am I wrong though? Am I wrong?
Yeah, but he beat you though.
Yeah, he did.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, lightning struck one time. That's good.
Bro, I want him to fight you again now so bad, and him. I want both you guys to.
I'll grapple you.
I hope so.
Then he asked to fight Aljo.
Bro, I'm not the UFC. What you mean? Yo, I'm not Dana like that. Dana's my guy, but yeah, it's not my, you know.
But you know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah, I get it.
like in the sense of Jake, in the sense of like, it's like if you keep fighting the fights that you're gonna win. It's like, well, what's the excitement in that other than just like you're just trying to entertain the crowd? And I feel like Sean was able to do that to a certain point. And I know he was saying strategically, he's like, why am I going to fight these top-ranked guys for the same pay? And I completely agree with him on that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, they gave me a ranked guy who was ranked 6th in the world in my 3rd UFC fight. I beat him. I never went back since then. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference?
I understand.
And I got the same pay rate. Would I have liked to have fight guys to hone my skills, to work on my striking a little bit more? Yes. But that's just not the way my career panned out. And what I'm saying is, compared to Jake Paul, if he's serious, then I feel eventually he has to fight someone that's kind of worth something for people to kind of be like, all right, now we really give you some cred in the boxing world.
Maybe you need face tattoos.
You know, I'm thinking about it.
Think about it. That'll just change the game for you, you know?
I'm thinking about putting 6'9".
Yeah, you're fucked.
Or 9'6".
Go backwards, you stupid. Oh my God, dude. All right, that's it. I appreciate you boys. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, if you ever want to lose in a street fight, you know where to find me. I'm out of here. I love you guys.
Let's do it.
Thank you. That was fucking awesome.